Well, you know how easily that can be accomplished if we just gave a fuck. A nation of domination. Not so much domination, but a nation of unity, togetherness, and everything is just oh so perfect. But we know it's not like that. But anyway, I'm Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and we are here on this Friday night once again. Yep, once again. So if you haven't, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know why. But anyway, thanks for coming here once again this Friday night. Name of this show is Thanks for Not Giving a Fuck Black Friday. And yeah, I named it that just because of the holiday. You know. And all right, we already done got started. Thanks for the super sticker, Gold Professor. Shoot. We drop this link in the chat. I will monologue for as long as I can. But hey, you know what? Let's just make this a hell of a show. Okay. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna be on for a while tonight. Just getting started. Shoot. All right then. Let me ask y'all a question and here in the chat and here in YouTube land. Do you think, honestly, if we actually gave a fuck about our community, gave a crap, I mean, just about everything about wanting everyone to behave, setting a standard, do you think that we'll have things to talk about if we didn't? If we did all of that? That's why you got to say thank you to some of the stuff, you know, without a, it's almost like balance. Without a yin, there won't be a yang. Without a positive, there wouldn't be a negative. Without a dark, it wouldn't be light. You know, just sitting here thinking, just sitting here thinking how, you know, how much right now as a people do we actually give a damn about being black? Hold on for 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Oh, sorry. I briefly stepped out for a second, but I had to be reminded of something. Long live the habitual line steppers. War Child Games. There's not enough giving a fuck. I do agree. I think that there's a lot of empathy in our community. And one thing that does kind of get under me quite a bit is when you try to bring serious conversations to the ones that mean the most to you, then it turns into like, oh boy, here we go with this bull. You know, it turns into that. And I mean, why should it turn into something like that if you mean well? It almost makes it like the conversation's useless and black people feel like that we're just fine. There's nothing to see here. And, you know, those of us whose eyes are really open, we understand that there are a few things that are wrong and must be fixed. And I mean, like, if you don't believe me, why don't you go to other platforms, other channels, and get their point of view on how things are with us these days? It's like you can even feel it among the most positive of people that there's some kind of negative connotation to it. But, you know, like I said, that's all in the name of balance. That's all in the name of balance. Now, how much do we actually give a fuck about wanting to see things fixed? I mean, they're like, I think because of the fact that many people do, um, many people do, stick to the negative stuff just because that's what we're attracted to. But welcome to the panel, War Child.
Hey, what's up, man? I don't know if you can hear me. I got to keep my mask on because I'm at work. But
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, and yeah, because you're trying to stay safe from the COVID. Yeah, that's something that people didn't really give a fuck about at first. COVID, the whole coronavirus thing. But
yeah,
anyway, but anyway, how do you feel about the subject matter?
let me go ahead and keep talking. Let me get to a better area. Hang on.
Okay, yeah, sure, positive. Yeah. That is one thing. Like I do remember when the whole coronavirus thing hit, people were all over social media acting like that. Acting like it really didn't matter that black people were immune just because people in Africa didn't get it, or supposedly people in Africa didn't get it. We were very empathetic. We were okay. So now we got the gold professor up here. What's going on?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Go ahead. Just trying to whip around to the subject matter. Thanks for not giving a fuck. Yeah, I think that a lot of people would have black people to thank for that. Like, uh, what do you think? What would you think of the subject matter when you hear something like that? When you hear someone say something like that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay. Oh, I thought Warchild was was
Nah,
speaking.
I had to get to I had to get out the PG-13 area and get to the hard R-rated area because I'm trying to keep my job and pay these bills. You know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We have to do that so we can continue to support black men being brutally honest. Yes. But yeah, I think if we didn't really care about anything, then we wouldn't have discussions, about it. We probably would just continue walking blind like everybody else. Or are they really blind? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay. All right, Donnie. What's going on? Long live the habitual line steppers.
Long live the habitual line steppers. What's going on, my man?
Peace to you, brother.
Uh,
Peace to you, brother.
Hey, what's going on? I'm just enjoying this my first 2 days off in a while. I was knocking them back to back. I felt a little insane for a while, but I got my freedom papers.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, question to the panel: do we think that black people as a group are way too apathetic?
Yes,
Uh,
too much.
it depends on what you're talking about. It depends on what it is. I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Apathetic toward causes and differences made specifically for Black Americans, Black people.
Well,
Yes.
Well, okay,
well.
so
Okay, go ahead.
sorry, go. Okay, well, here's the thing. It's real easy to say that we're too apathetic towards them, but at the end of the day, I look at it like we don't officially have our own cause. Like, perfect example, Black Lives Matter. It's it's a cause that engulfs all of Black lives, but it really doesn't. So, aside from that, especially recently, what do we have that is geared towards Black society as a whole? I'm getting tired of being stepped on and used as a stepping stool to secretly help out somebody else's agenda. That's my issue.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think as a whole we're apathetic to causes that are specifically for us. But if it's if it's some intersectionality bullshit, if it's some uh people of color bullshit, we are gung ho for that.
Mm.
Well, I tend to agree with that. Even though I'm not gung ho for it, You know what I'm saying? I'm going gung-ho for the plight of the black man and his family. Now, um, my energies are about that. Anything else? Well, I really desire not to.
I
Me
just
being apathetic is, I think, would remain, would hold truth to that.
I just had a conversation with a sister who was telling me that this white woman is an ally. The white woman got fired from her job basically for trolling white men. Um, and then they wrote an article about her, and in the article they were talking about how she supports Black Lives Matter, and she's donated to several Black Lives Matter organizations and type uh, uh, venues and shit. So I look at the list that she's named. The, you know I'm gonna use profanity. The bitch named Planned Parenthood.
Oh God.
The bitch named Biden's presidential campaign. And it kind of went down the list like that. And at the bottom, I think I saw Black Lives Matter Detroit. And I'm thinking to myself, is this serious? Is this a serious conversation? Is this?
Right.
But you couldn't tell the black women that I was having a conversation with that she wasn't an ally. And I said, well, what exactly did she do to make herself an ally? Well, she's put in work. Put in work. By put in work, do you mean she put her Twitter fingers to use? And she gave out some cash to some organizations that weren't black? And they came at me and said Planned Parenthood was an organization that helps out black women, which is completely and utterly untrue. But the dynamic that the links, the hoops that they will jump through in order to protect white mommy, to protect these people of color organizations, these organizations that don't do anything for us, are insane. Because this is also one of the same women that I was talking to that were telling us that we don't have a right to put ourselves above others. We can't be only for black people. We got to have everybody else out.
That
So, in
sounds like
my opinion, what'd you say?
Right.
that sound like Kamala talking.
I know. It's like you got to assimilate into the group in order to be okay. That's why we can't put ourselves in front of another. That's stupid. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. And it kind of sounds like Bernie Sanders too. When Bernie Sanders says a rising tide lifts all boats,
Yeah.
you
Except they
know.
poked a
Well,
hole in our boat.
but you also got to realize when that rising tide is settling, you got water that's fading away too, and that's where we're at right now. We're the weak part of the wave.
Well, I maintain that if your direction isn't about the plight of the black man, because the black man has always been the center of everything, regardless of what anybody says. If you're not about the plight of the black man and his family, then uh, I don't consider you as productive. I don't consider you. I consider you as someone who is positioned as an enemy, if I can say that. I, I I truly am about the plight, because historically it's been us that's been subject to everything. This is a fact. All the way to the point where we're here on this channel telling people we're being brutally honest about what it is. You know what I mean? And we see what kind of response you get from that, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Well,
Right.
well, well. Are you talking about being brutally honest per se?
Yes.
Well,
We're black
Oh,
men, ain't we?
fucking
We're black
yeah!
men, ain't we?
yeah. Because it was when I first made that Facebook group, that was a big problem because us even saying we were black men being brutally honest, people thought that was an attack on them personally, and I just didn't
Yeah.
get that.
And
I didn't get that
well,
at all.
the funny thing, I'm sorry to cut you off, Kev, but something like that always amazes me because anytime you have somebody being brutally honest, all the quote unquote allies of the quote unquote black race gang up with the quote unquote black movement in order to attack the quote unquote enemy, who is actually, lo and behold, black people who see what it is.
Mhm.
That's ironic to me.
That's the key
Yeah.
base of that intersectionality bullshit. That's where is really white women and gay men come in and they say, hey, black brothers and sisters, y'all need to get on this intersectionality train. We got to fight. And black people go the hardest they've ever gone, only to get benefits for white women and gay men and
Well,
Latinos and
well,
Indians and Asians.
it's clear that people tend to think that it puts you in that boat where if we're speaking historically, you remember there was, you guys remember the movie Life?
Yep.
And
Yes.
Martin Lawrence.
my man would say, tell him where the gun line is, boss. we got, that's what we got, man. Tell him where the gun line is, boss.
Nah. I'll do you even better. Have y'all ever seen that series, The Watchman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember how? I can't remember old dude's name, but he was the hooded black hero.
Oh yeah, he had the rope around his neck.
Yeah, the guy that ended up hooking up with the white dude, and then they ended up being lovers and everything. But at the same time, the white dude was just using him to get stuff to get pleasure out of him. But when actual situations came up, black dude was like, "So we gonna do something about this or what?" And white dude was like, Nah. We're gonna worry about it later. But what time can I expect you to come over?" That's pretty much what it feels like whenever you got somebody trying to set up
Man,
a movement for us, and at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we continue to get fucked.
that
Yeah.
was dead ass. That is a great analogy because that's exactly what happens.
Nah, you know what? I'll do you even better. Uh, you guys better vote for Biden
Oh
and Kamala,
god.
or I'm never gonna forgive you.
Oh, these niggas.
Nah, I'll do you even better. Do you even better? You ever notice how the red licorice tastes good, but the black licorice don't? No, I'm kidding. I ain't got nothing better.
Yeah. Yeah. I just topped y'all.
But no matter how you look at it, man, there's so many analogies you can come up with to the point where it describes the plight of what a black movement is. Because hell, you can't even trust the NAACP. You can't
Yeah.
trust the Black Caucus. You can't trust anybody that has the interests of anybody that is mentally awake to what's going on in politics and society. But you can only trust them to continue to further push that agenda.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
we. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead, Ken.
no. Go ahead, go, Professor. Go ahead. Uh,
Well, I maintain that we definitely have to be in. We have to move differently. That's the purpose of being in these kind of spaces, to where we can work towards maintaining some type of order. We in the name uh, in the words of DS1 the God, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, we are our own agency. And for us to be our own agency, we have to work towards healing ourselves and maintaining a level of sanity, if we even have that. You know what I mean? But we have to work towards that to be able to work in some type of cohesive manner and move in a direction that we can continue to build, even though we are subject to so many aspects of assault on us. I mean, it is what it is.
mm,
Yeah, and it's sad, but when you look at how we've been building ever since we've gotten here, because recently my mentality has gotten me thinking that we as black people obviously were never supposed to be black people in the first place. We were never supposed to be taken from our land, but here we are now. We were left with no plan once we got here. We were left with no plan after we were quote unquote freed, physically, not mentally. And now here we are left with no plan other than to follow along with what they're telling us to do.
Right.
it's
So
okay.
eventually we have got to get a plan together. that doesn't involve anybody else. Because it's always good whenever POC is involved, but whenever it comes to actual black issues, look at what happened with Ice Cube. Not only did we get attacked, not only did he get attacked by black women who told him we want a good portion of what this black plan is, but he was told to either see us after we win the election or we'll talk to you and then use you. That's all that ever happens anytime we try and move forward.
Yeah.
Well,
What if, what if they told you with evidence that all you had to do was to solve every problem in the black community was to stop watching color TV? Would you do it? I mean, I'm throwing out some basic and everyday convenience. Would you do it? I'm trying to make a point here.
I would do it if it's conducive to the growth of not only myself but to the plight of the black man. I would do it. Yes, sir.
Do you think every one of us would think like you'd go, Professor?
No.
Do you think
Well,
the
define
vast
color
majority?
TV.
I don't think everybody would think like me. No.
No, I'm talking about define color TV.
I'm just saying, you want me to watch a black and white box? I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm just talking about some simple stuff, man. That's all. The point is,
I would do it. I would do it.
I would do it too. But just the point is, most people wouldn't welcome an idea like that. Some is minuscule. Some as minuscule as color TV.
But once again, we're talking about the 85% that live in this mindset, and
85%. Then don't you think 85% is an alarming ass number?
I mean, we're always going to have that 85%, and that 10% is going to continue to manipulate those 85% into doing things that they desire. And, you know, we have that 5% that desires to move in a productive manner. So these numbers will change.
85%, like 85% basically said that we don't care if Joe Biden actually authored policies that destroyed many black communities.
Yeah. That 85% that are
But
done.
black people wanted those policies, and those policies didn't affect the state level.
They shouldn't have committed those. They shouldn't have committed those crimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So
Even
I
after
think.
hearing that on the Roger. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No. Go ahead, War Child, because I want to hear this because you said the Roger Report. My habitual line stepper brother, by the way.
Even after hearing somebody mention that, not alleged habitual alliance service, by the way, but even after hearing somebody mention that on the Roger Report, it just left me feeling grimy, man, because I get that there's crime in every single neighborhood and it needs to be handled, but you don't go to somebody. I don't think you would willingly go to somebody who had us enslaved in the past, refused to let us free after the Emancipation Proclamation, used our bodies as science experiments, and God only knows how many other things. I mean, there's so many I can't list, but you don't willingly go to the people that have oppressed you for so long and then ask them to help you police your own neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I said we didn't have a plan. We didn't have a plan, so the only solution we have is the person that we knew, the devil we knew, I guess. So I don't know. I'm still. It's a grimy feeling every time I hear that, man.
Yes, you do. You do go through the ones that you oppressed. Why? Because you know them. you know how to manipulate them. You know how to use them. You know how to make them.
Some people had that mind. Some people had that mindset is that okay, they broke it, they need to fix it, but then turn around and give them the ability to break it even further, which is something that I don't get.
Yeah, why not use somebody that is broken and give them the idea that you can fix them, and then turn around, let them break themselves, and you continue to maintain their brokenness. You win it.
From the oppressor part, easily, I get that. But from the part of the people who were oppressed and quote unquote free, that's what I don't get. And well, actually, no.
Yeah, they're not free.
That's what I fully don't understand, because I think part of me understands why that would happen, because based on the past, you look at Black Wall Street and everything that happened in other cities where they were torn down. If they were backed into a corner, didn't have a choice, and had to get help from the oppressor, okay, I get that. But there would have to be some extenuating circumstances for somebody to say, "We need help. Let's go back to the people that did us wrong." Because after getting your ass whooped for so many years, you don't just willingly do that. But even still, it's like, what the hell? What
Well,
would
you
make
did
Well,
people
have
go and do that?
well, you did have those slaves that didn't know they were slaves.
well, if you're
But it
dumb,
was just
deaf,
a
and
bit.
blind,
I mean, you
True.
said. I mean, it was just a business as usual mindset with people. You know, it's like when people say, "Well, you know, this president was bad. We got through that president. We'll get through that president too, or we'll get through this time period too." When are black people gonna be tired of being sick and tired? You know,
Right.
is why do we keep settling for these mediocre and these little odd in the back positions? Just and it's never a shakeup. It's never a stir the pot with us. It's always a okay. We'll just keep things cool, and we might get something we want. We might
well,
get something. I mean,
well,
I'm still
go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Well, I was going to say, um, the dynamic is you know, look at how it's done. Look, listen. Um, if you have 5 people, 10 people, and you got to control 10 of the people. Well, and you're by yourself. What you do? You take one of them and give him a little something. Create some type of animosity to get the other ones to think in some way, to where you create an environment where now all of them competing to be what? Supportive of your plight, even though you're the one who's manipulating the whole 10. That's how it works. And it's continued to work to this day. See, this is a mathematical strategy that's been built. You see?
Man, people don't
This
really
is
know
what
how
it is.
people don't really know how deep math is for real. Like
The
math and
gods do
numbers
that.
and the way
The
and the way
gods do
things happen. Math is the key to the universe, literally. And
that.
I
Indeed,
wish.
the gods do that. Yes, the gods know that. Peace, peace seven. Peace seven. Indeed, the gods
Yeah,
know
well,
that.
welcome Seven Circle to the panel. What's going on? What you got to say, bro?
Oh wow. First and foremost, glad that I've been spending time on the Raj Report to even know that your channel exists. You brothers, man. Just listening to the first few minutes of y'all going in, you guys are really clear on what it is that you're trying to say. I've just noticed a lot of brothers that I've heard in various spaces got various channels. They're not necessarily clear on what it is they're trying to say or their position. And I just find it refreshing, man, that you brothers is you just making it clear, starting with the name of the channel. You know what I'm saying? Black men being brutally honest. Like, I didn't really consider, you know what I'm saying, what kind of content would be here until I heard you brothers talk, and I'm just blown away right now. Like, y'all have a good vibe over here. You know what I'm saying? Just with regards to the topic though. Wow, I mean, y'all been all over the place. I'm kind of mixed between the topic and and what y'all have been building on, but uh, I think the show is, what is it? What is it? Thanks for giving that a fuck.
Well, thanks for not giving a fuck. Now,
There we
who
go.
like
There we go.
yeah, like it's a dynamic conversation. It has different dynamics. I think there are some black. I mean, some people and some groups and some organizations that would have black people to thank for them not giving a fuck. Like Donald Trump did when he got elected. You know, he thanked black people for not coming out to vote. you know,
Hmm.
you know
Yeah,
that
no.
kind of
So
thing.
okay, so I guess my perspective, or the way that it's inspiring me, is to say that, y'all are absolutely right. I heard it earlier. And you had used an analogy. I felt it was an analogy. You said, if all we had to do was flip the switch on the TV, and it would cure us, or it would be the quote unquote reparation. It would repair us as a group of people. Would we do it? And I think we all know there's a couple of jokers amongst us that are just gonna not do it. Right? And all we could do is thank them for not giving a fuck, right? Because at the end of the day, it's unfortunate. I think that we're gonna always notice, kind of like Gold Professor was saying, we're gonna notice, man, no matter what, it's like there are these people that only have a purpose with regards to the struggle. I used to like some of the things that I build on, right? I feel like I got a light switch kind of like that, where if we just hit the damn button, we could have a dominant position like overnight, as quick as breakfast. However, you'll notice there are these people that are holding on to the struggle, and it's as if they actually, turned off the damn TV, they wouldn't actually have any purpose. Like outside of them complaining, wanting to fight and argue and get emotional, I think their concern is that they don't exist. Like I once talked to a person who wasn't comfortable with the idea of passing away. And I asked them, I'm like, what's your issue? And they're like, it's just that I don't exist. And that bothers me. So now these people who wouldn't want to necessarily move on to the next chapter, I think it's because they're holding on to an identity that's associated with the struggle. And without the struggle, they don't exist.
Yeah, I can get that. That's pretty deep, man. Because honestly, before I even went through my typical stuff, the marriage and all this other stuff, it wasn't really at the forefront of my mind. And now that I've been awoken through so many different channels and so many different ways of thinking, it's actually, I guess, in a sense, rejuvenated my mentality as far as what exactly is going on in Black society. Because when you get so busy living in that whole Leave It to Beaver world, and you're living your life and you're trying to pay your bills and all this other crap, you don't really have time to realize the struggle that's going on. So you are essentially stuck in that persona until something comes along and shakes your world up, and you realize that you're broken free of the matrix. And the biggest thing about having that type of personality where you're not conscious about what's going on is the fact that there's nobody to actually bounce ideas off of or tell you, converse with and talk about your struggles with, because in that type of personality, you're not going to be familiar with those circles. So I definitely agree with what you said, Seven Circles.
Yeah, there are many who won't know the ledge, right? So they're going to continue to walk blind and be misguided, and we end up with situations where when you ask, hey, let's turn off the TV and build, right? They're going to say, well, to Seven Circles point, hey, if we turn that off, well, what is our purpose? You know what I'm saying? Because all they see is a certain negative light. That's all they can see. All they can hear is that negative voice, that misguiding voice. They don't know anything else. They don't have any purpose unless someone is telling them what their purpose is. So they continue to just, zigzag through the wilderness and, continue to fall off because they don't know the ledge, right? So, I mean, there's always going to be that number that is going to be in the masses. The masses are going to be that 85%, right? And they're going to walk that way, because, when you break it down, well, that 85, you're going to need that 85% to make things move. You're going to need that the masses to move something, to be robotic in an existence, right? So then, you have, that 10% is going to manipulate that 85%, right? And, cause them harm, and make them do all kinds of things. So we go back to the question: who are we appreciative that there are ones who don't give AF about anything? Well, that's a lot of the 85%. They don't give an AF because they don't know no better.
I think we all give a fuck about something, but I think that the 85% don't give a fuck about the right things to. I mean, and who am I? The right things to give a fuck about. But at the same time, if we know that there is a issue that is hurting us all across the board, but the TV is saying, "Hey, you know what? Y'all need to be upset about this, man. About this. Focus on this right here, instead of what we need to be focused on." And you see that 85% on that TV, focused on that instead of what we need to be focused on. Then there's some kind of disconnect. Now, let me put the conversation in this direction right here. Why do you think we run into resistance from people from that 85%? As Go Professor says.
Well, because that 85% don't know any better. I'm telling you, they are in the blind. They are dumb. They are dumb, deaf, and blind, man. They don't get it.
Dumb or fearful.
No, they're dumb, deaf, and blind. You can't fear what you don't know. They're dumb, deaf, and blind.
They have no.
Are they just a bunch of Keith Davids from They Live?
Hey, they are the sheep. They are the sheep, man. They are the sheep, man.
Yeah.
I see it. Hold on, I see it like the Jungle Book. The dumb, deaf, and blind. That kind of doctrine comes out of India. They're talking about like feral people that need basic education. You know what I'm saying? They're not civilized. And again, I mean, like somebody raised by some animals. So for me, it's not that our people are raised by animals per se, right? They may have been raised by the devil's kids, but these people, they're operating off of what they like. This is what I've observed: what they like, what they dislike, what they're afraid of, and what makes them angry. This tends to just make the human just move. Right. It's like the nature of the urge. I don't think we can change it because it's okay. I had a brother, a good homie of mine, got into the streets real bad. And we got to building and I was trying to, encourage the brother. And what I noticed was he kept lacking the encouragement because he had done so much dirt. It like followed him for a long ass time. Like he couldn't do enough good. You dig? It was one of them kind of situations where, you're going to be paying for this for a while. Similar to having a child buy a ratchet. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be dealing with this for a while type shit. So anyway, I think that's the blockage, or at least the resistance. It's like, when a person has to keep eating a bowl of shit every morning, they start to resist after a while. They just be like, it don't look like everybody else is eating a bowl of shit, or at least they look like they eating Wheaties and they got a smile. Nobody pissed in they Wheaties, but they smiling, eating they cereal. I'm sitting here eating this, my Wheaties got piss in it though. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, but if they don't know the ledge, well, they will continue to push to the ledge, even walk over the ledge. So when they eating that bowl, well, they may express disenfranchisement. They may express disfranchisement about it, but they still eating that bowl, out of that bowl. I'm saying to you that they have an idea, they know, but they have accepted it and refuse to move out of that, because their program has kept them in that way. They continue to be dumb in it. They continue to be blind to it. They smell it, but they don't see what it is in that bowl. They continue to be deaf. They don't hear. They don't hear. They only hear what certain things are being said, cause manipulation. What is being said in a way that catches their attention to what they think they know, what they see, what they think they hear. This is how they continue to be led as sheep. They are sheep.
And that's actually reinforced by news now versus news back then. Because news back then was all about Ohio woman finds waffle in the shape of Jesus, and then as long as you had that waffle in the shape of Jesus,
Oh
everybody was
Lord,
happy.
Lord, it was a
Every
sign. It's a
right,
sign.
right. There was nothing. All was right in the world. Right. That's all I'm saying. All was right. Everything was good. Babies drawing murals of Jesus, of Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse at the age of 2. All is right in the world, but compared to now, it's like they got the hardcore voice. Everything's like in the news
right,
today. Man gets
right.
shot in Kansas City. Had a rubber chicken go through windshield. And hang on, hang on. Now, not only is this ludicrous and crazy, but I don't know, could potentially happen. You got to look at the fact that that rubber chicken has got so many layers behind it. Not only did that rubber chicken cause a lot of damage and a lot of violence, but lo and behold, you find out it's a satanic rubber chicken. So it's
Yeah,
like there is nothing positive in the news. There's always layers and layers on it, to the point where they get you to realize it. They kill your positivity. They make you focus on negativity, and then lo and behold, we're all shooting rubber chickens at windshields and killing people.
stay away
Yeah,
from stay away from the rubber chickens, y'all.
And that's
yeah.
my TED talk.
Just look at the shows, that people continually watch. And we are to use Kev's analogy of, are we going to ask, if we ask them to turn off the TV, would they do it? Well, a lot of them won't. Why? It's because they think they have a connection to what is being shown on the TV, and psychologically they do.
Let me
They hear it, they see it. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, let me. Okay. How many else on the panel has kids? I want to ask a question
I
I
have
do.
kids.
because I know that I know the answer to this. You walk
I
into
do.
your kid's kindergarten. You walk in there and you see that the kids' book, Santa's husband, sitting there on the counter. Do you say something?
Hold on. The book called Santa's Husband.
Yeah, there's a kid's book called Santa's husband.
Oh
Basically,
hell
it's
no.
a black Santa and a white Santa, and they're
Oh
together.
shit. Oh
Okay,
shit.
Two
You doing
male
too much.
Santas. Yeah.
wait a minute. I got this. I got this. I
Okay,
got
go
this.
ahead.
Hang on. First off, I would wonder where that book came from. Second off, I would escort my child out that room quickly and go put on some, I don't know, some Ninja or some X-Men cartoons or Sonic the Hedgehog. And thirdly, I would proceed to figure out how that book even got into my house, because
No, I said a
I
kindergarten.
understand.
Kindergarten.
Oh, so this is in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly,
Mhm.
see steps 1 through 2. When we get through 3 is going to be find a new school, because I get that is the culture we're living in, but it's way too early, my opinion, for anybody to even have to try and explain that to somebody who is developing, can understand the world, but is very impressionable.
Bro, there's no time that's right for that. My mother told me, right? She was getting her little master's degree over at the university, and she
Mhm.
told me they had the damn transgender bathroom. She said it was scaring her because she didn't know if they would start, and then because she's a government worker. So she
Mhm.
starts talking about the other bathrooms and like how the people that's going through the transition gonna be in her bathroom and how she's scared. So I'm saying if maybe a baby would be scared. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course I'm telling you, a grown ass woman got scared. So just
Right.
generally speaking, there's no real good time in a person's life to try to introduce them to something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like something's
Yeah.
just not right.
Nobody should be learning about beard tickles at any age. I got you.
Hey, I want to tell you, when I was working I used to work at a school that was from kindergarten to 6th grade. And it came a time where, we started hiring. And it was, I was on the board, the hiring board, and we interviewed different people. So there was this one brother who he was flamboyant. you know, we heard him talk, and had he was going, and at the end of that, he was like, yeah, thank you, and we essentially had that energy of hey man, you need to kick rocks. We ain't having that here.
but you know, it's funny you bring up a story like that, man, because when I was working my manual labor job, I did that for 8 years. When I was working that, there was it was known that in one section of the work area there was a high gay population. So you know, we were all like, okay, cool, whatever. But then one dude came into our area, and we clearly knew what he was. Didn't give a damn, but he was trying too hard because he started talking about pussy and everything, and he's like, yeah, when I get with a girl, and she got pussy like that, that's the type of pussy you don't ever want to get out of. And then we all looked at him like he was crazy. Because number one, we knew he was trying too hard, and number two, don't nobody want to deal with that type of pussy because we all know what happens afterwards. We ain't trying to raise a bunch of kids.
Right.
So I guess you could say, in a sense, that was just a source of infiltration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, to Kevin's point of the original question, if you go to a school and it's a kindergarten school and you see the book with Black Santa and White Santa, two dudes, whichever one, that is definitely a conversation where you have to question who is the teacher, what is the teacher talking about, why would they? I mean, because is it a woman who's teaching this? Is it a man? Because a lot of the schools have mostly women in there who are the teachers.
You know, you real quick, and not to cut your wisdom, you remind me of something too. When I was out moving around, I was doing some Uber for a minute, and I remember one time I was taking these two white ladies to a party. And they had to break it down to me because I didn't understand all of the shit. She was like, there's a difference between a person's sexual orientation and how they identify. I was like, y'all are doing too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit then graduated to a whole nother level. And like you said, who's teaching it? It was two white ladies had to tell me, 'cause I don't know what the hell's going on. I guess I'm, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Don't
call
force
out
it on
this.
nobody.
Let me call it. Thanks for the super chat from Rogish the Billmonger. Long live the habitual line steppers. Correct, sir. Thank you for the support. Now let me go back to Southeast Dusty, the SE Dusty. That's Southeast. He said that Keith David was Will Fucky ignorant.
No, he said willfully. He said willfully.
I know, but I felt like he got it right the first time though. He was Will Fucky ignorant because he was because he knew something was going on. He knew the truth, but he would rather get in the fight with Roddy Piper, beat his ass just because he wanted to stay away from the fact that there's something fucked up going on around here. But what I think I think most of all he knew that it would probably mean the end of everything if just for knowing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
once again,
but willful ignorance is but the willful ignorance that I think that Southeast does the willful ignorance that the context of the willful ignorance is that we want to stay there's people that just want to stay asleep, and unfortunately it's most of us.
Well, it goes back to what I originally was saying with, hey, look, the math is correct. You know what I'm saying? Either the math is right or the math is wrong. All right. There's no in between. Right. And I'm saying that, that 85% that desires to continue to walk blind, dumb, and deaf to it all remains the same, man. They are the sheep. They are. This is a fact.
Gentlemen, this is good conversation. I'm about to get off for a minute, but I'm definitely going to hop back in, okay?
Word. Do
right.
you think, brother?
All right.
Good.
Thanks.
All right. But what I was saying to the people in the classroom, it depends on, because there's a lot of women that are teaching the class. You may have men here and there, but the vast majority are women in the classroom. So you have to question what is happening with these women. To Seven Circles point, what is going on with what are they promoting? What is the direction? Who are they directing this to? You know what I'm saying? These are questions that would definitely have to be asked, because we do know that there are feministic values being pushed. There are gynocratic values being pushed. I don't want to say values, but I'm saying these are things that are being pushed. And you have to think about if it was me and my child was in there. First of all, I'm going to evaluate the child's classroom, the teacher, and all that before I even get into it. That's how that goes. So if there's something out the way from the get-go, I'm gonna look for another school.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's one chink in the armor, that armor's probably gonna, bad. I get that. Now, I have the good fortune of not having that happen yet, but just by looking at social media, just introduced to the possibility of it happening, just by the way people's minds are going these days. And when it's clear, like people, if the TV says. Like I said, if the TV says and there was enough of a campaign out there pushing it, if they say do it, most of us will do it, and that's all I'm trying to say. It's no real reason, for any of that 85% in their eyes to champion for blacks. Now, what are the reasons to champion for blacks? Is everything because of other groups or? What were you about to say? Oh, go ahead.
Now, when you ask that question, are you being specific or are you speaking broadly? Are you speaking specifically towards the black man and his family, or are you speaking to black people in general?
Well, I think it's beginning to be like in that 85%. It's not just black men. It's not just black family men. Is a variety. When you speak in 85%, you're talking about 85% of all blacks, correct? In the Western culture, at least.
I'm speaking of the 85% in anywhere in the universe or the planet Earth.
So you're saying this 85% is a pretty universal thing. That is 85% of people who are like this versus you said the 10% of people who are controlling those 85%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's why I ask you. Well, okay, are you speaking to is your question directed towards the black man in his position, or just black people in general?
I would say that just as much as I believe that no other group of men should carry any weight as far as where the black man goes, that the black man should not say anything unless it directly affects us about the direction of any other group of men. So, yes, when I generally speak, I do speak in terms of the furthering of my race. Period.
Okay, so I maintain that the black man is the center of all things, and especially here in the United States, the black man is the greatest God ever existed. He is true indeed.
Well. Here's what I say about that. Here's what I say about that. I'm a man first. As far as I feel like, if I'm calling myself a god or the highest being, then I'm supposed to have some special ability. It just, I feel like that. I feel like I have the power of influence, and black men very well do have the power of influence. When someone tells a black man that he does not have any power, they are lying. And it's because they see the power that we have, and they're more envious and spiteful of it than anything. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you don't have power as a black man, because it's simply not true.
Okay. So I mean, you're solidifying my point of why you're God. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm just
I mean,
saying,
what am I to say to that?
but many men have, many men have power they don't deserve. Though
Okay.
men are capable
Well,
of wielding power.
and that's what's because they lack knowledge of self, God. But okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, it's like until I feel like that we can get mastery of self down, we can't even begin to call ourselves gods. Like, it just a god has been put on such a high spectrum to the point where it's like the way we are now, the way our existence are shaped, it might be something that not any of us could ever touch. But I do feel like within this space and within these thought what do they call them, thought robots, thought something like thoughts. Now I'm looking for a word, I can't think of within these things anyway.
Okay.
The
they're
ideologies.
yeah,
Okay.
they are very special people. Yes, they are very special people. They are extraordinary, exceptional people. But saying gods, I feel like that. I feel like if I were a god, for some reason I cured death and I have abilities that are physical and extraordinary and mental and psychological that no one else has. I just associate the God thing
Why?
with
Why?
superpowers. Like I
Okay.
Why?
just
So let's build. Let's
Why,
build.
brother?
All right. Let's build.
Hold on. Yeah, exactly. Why, brother?
Go
Why
ahead.
do you feel like that?
why do
Like
I?
this is the funny thing. This is the funny thing,
Yeah.
especially in this space. You don't have a concept of manhood or husbandry outside of the Bible and what they call the Father who is in heaven. So again, if you think about like the all the prayers associated, because like I said, I know why I said why to you. I know you have to go somewhere when you like God. You're talking about God, right? Especially most black men in this country, they're going directly to the Bible, right? So I'm saying I can name 5 reasons in the Bible why you're God.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of them kind of situations. How well do you know your Bible? Now, if you don't know the Bible that well, maybe you know the Quran or you have some sort of indigenous belief system, some kind of traditional belief. Uh, Even then, there's no real separation between you and that thing.
How about
And you
this?
know what? Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
How about this? How about I believe I'm never finished? How about that? I'm never
There it
finished
is.
learning. Like I'm never finished.
If I knew the Islamic name, that would be your Islamic name amongst the gods, because that's what it is. Most of the men just took on attributes, whatever your understanding, right? Because we all have a different understanding. We're all blessed with a different understanding about, when we look out the window and what do I see? What do you see?
Mm,
We all have a different understanding.
yeah.
So that's your blessing, you know what I'm saying? And that's your name. That's your, you know what I'm saying? That's how you got your name, because we all notice that about you. It's like, oh, the brother, you know what I'm saying? He sees X, Y, or Z. You know what I'm saying? That's how we can identify with him and even his purpose. How about that? And how
Hey,
about
hey,
I want to
Kev.
bring it back
Look,
to the title. I want to bring it back to the title. That's about giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
yeah.
we used to name people and associate people with like their work. You know what I'm saying? What it was that we had noticed they was talented with.
Hey,
Uh,
Kev.
yeah.
I'm just saying. We're we're not trying to convince you or anything. We're not. It's not about that. I
No,
mean,
I mean
we're
I'm
only going by what we're only going by what you've expressed,
no,
right?
I always have an open ear for intellect. I'm
Okay.
not,
Okay.
taking anything any kind of way. I'm always
Okay.
willing to listen.
Okay. So that's why I said, let's build on what you're expressing, right? So with that, I would simply ask you, uh, do you acknowledge that God is true and living or dead? That is
Said, do I acknowledge that God is true and living
or dead. Which
or
one?
dead? I
Yes, sir. Which one?
I'll put it this way: I believe in the existence of something greater than myself. I
Okay,
do.
so
I
let's go
do.
with that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, let's go with that. You believe that there's something greater than yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is your composition?
Composition.
What is your makeup?
Are we talking about? Are we talking about? Are we talking about this whole this my physical self, my spiritual self,
what,
and
what what is your makeup? Yes, sir.
yeah, my
Are you a composition of atoms, electrons, neutrons? What are you?
what?
What is
But
your composition? What is your makeup?
well, okay. What are we talking about here? Physical makeup? Like, I mean, my body is
Every
70%. Go ahead.
every part of you, your physical, your mental, your spiritual, your emotional states of
You,
intelligence. What is your makeup? Is it all comprised of atoms, electrons, neutrons, the universal connect? What is your makeup? Okay, I stopped. Let's go back.
yeah,
Let me.
yeah,
All right, all right, all right, all right.
yeah. You gotta get it.
All right. Okay, what is your mathematical dimension?
Wait. You talking about what? What are you talking about? The degrees, the 180 degrees, 360-degree plane? Are you talking about that?
Okay, we getting there. Your mathematical dimension is 360 degrees. The equivalent of the universe. The universe possesses 360 degrees. If you expand beyond that, it goes to 720. You are tripled, you are doubled and tripled in your existence. The sun reaches the light of the sun reaches the earth in 186,000 miles per second. Indeed, your thought is the speed of that. Why wouldn't you be as great as your existence? Why wouldn't that solidify your existence? Why wouldn't you? How can you not be as great as that when you are the display, or you are the existence of that? That is you. Why wouldn't you say you aren't great? What can be greater than that?
Maybe you're talking to a person that is conditioned to be sort of humble. Let me put it like that.
Oh, I'm being humble with you, brother.
Like
We're being
to
humble,
appreciate
indeed.
to appreciate every little thing and not feel as if you're greater than everything. You know.
Hey, but look, listen. I'm not. Once again, I'm not. I'm just giving you a different view, right? There's a reason why historically the weight has been put on you. Why is the weight put on you, brother? If you wasn't as great as you are, then what would be the purpose in putting all the weight on you?
Damn, I didn't think about that, right? I didn't think about that for a moment. I was gonna go somewhere else. My mind was already going somewhere else as you was flowing, right? I'm like, yeah, nah, see, right? I'm thinking to myself, nah, see. And then you said, why is the pressure on you though? And I'm like, ooh, shit, I'm not sure.
Hey, you know what though? You know what? If all the weight is put on me, it's because I can carry it. I see it like that. I don't feel like anything's too heavy. I just don't.
Okay, but you are charged to carry more than anyone.
You talking me specifically or black men in general?
You specifically, brother.
Wait, no. I think black men in general. No. We have been put as a group.
I'm saying him specifically, but as well as black men in general. Yes.
Yeah, that might be his experience. I think most of us on an individual level have experienced additional damn pressures that just don't make no sense. Like, it's like, what's really going on here?
Let me ask you, Kev.
Yo.
Before you go out your door, do you think you have to prepare more than the average person to go out the door?
Well, I just go out. I know that
No.
Come
on,
I know there's a weight
brother.
out there. I know there's a weight. I know that it's heavy out there. I know it is.
Do you have, okay, seven. Do you have to prepare?
You don't have to convince me. Hold on. I know when I perform in the public, in the West. Hold on. I'm saying that I know when I gotta perform, I have to perform at a high optimum level. every time. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I'm a little concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm not oblivion. I'm not like walking around this joint like I'm not vigilant. And again, a part of me just being aware of myself as a black man. I
See, this
know I
comes,
have to be on point
yes, sir.
24/7. I know that I got to keep my family on point 24/7. And honestly, you know, I probably do have to run my household different than maybe other men of other races, just because, you know, I'm a marked man. You know what I mean? I got the dark skin. You know what I mean? They just know. When they see me, they're like, oh shit, it's him.
Let me
So
put it like
back
this.
to you, Kev. Back to you, Kev. Do you have to prepare more than the average person before you go out your door?
Prepare. Uh,
And okay, let me be more specific.
mental.
Let me be
Go,
more specific.
go ahead.
Do
Go ahead.
you have to prepare physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally before you go out that door
Yes.
and to make it back home?
Yes. Absolutely. I
Okay.
know. I know that I have to try really hard when I go out that door to not give off a certain presence, because I have a presence everywhere I go, no matter what. When I walk into a store, I have a presence. When I used to walk it, I work from home now. When I used to walk into my jobs, my various jobs that I worked, I always had a presence. It's like no matter if I tried to be quiet or not, eventually it'll come to that same presence.
Then why do you think you have that presence?
It must be a reason that it must be a reason that it must be a reason.
It's like a scary movie, brother.
I know, man. Hey, Kev is building with God right now. Rogish, the billmonger said, I got him working on 120 right now. I got him.
Hey, and you know what? That's why you have to leave certain people alone, man. I'm gonna tell you, you should leave black men alone. Either that or be nice to them.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I'm saying? Be nice to them because
so-
they're like go ahead.
well, so what are you saying that this is some negative indictment? Seven Circles.
I do. I think it's a negative indictment on so many levels because, you know, again, for not giving a fuck. This has generated so much on so many levels that a lot of people are guilty of. Right. So again, it's an indictment. And then, of course, you know, the people that have crossed us, right? Just as a group of men, I would just say that, like, listen, you having built your entire society on us, or you running a little game so that you can have some opportunity or advantage. And like you said, and then knowing the entire time that this presence is here, because you're not the only one that feels it. This is why they do the things they'll do to us, because there's this weirdness, there's this presence. It's not just you, right? It's not just what Go Professor is saying. They're like, listen, it's something happening, right? And what it is everyone knows but us.
They see your
how about
greatness,
this?
man.
That's right. And how about this?
Greatness.
It's no need to get like super strange about it. It's just to say that when you're very aware of yourself, and like for example, the whole God thing, or you know, we was Kangs type mentality. Once you realize that when you're really being yourself and you're kind of the standard, like before they made money up and put those white people on the money and created a standard, a value system, a standard, right? The first people that even came up with this God thing or the king thing, these are men. And they happen to be men that look like me and you. So they don't even have a concept of this. I know that you have an idea, right? You were saying before, you was like, yo, when I think about it, it's so grandiose. I would never try to make myself that grandiose, right? It's like you lose, you know what I'm saying? And that's good, right? From a just a logical perspective and being able to relate to other people. You don't ever want to take on a position that like, yo, I'm so grandiose, you can't fuck with me, yo. You know what I mean? Like nobody responds to that well, right? But at the same time, being accountable, nobody finds that odd. That's you essentially doing the godding to a certain context, right? Within a certain context. You actually realizing that again, you're kind of setting the standard due to your influence, due to your ability to influence others. People start mimicking you. Just that within itself, you patterning a behavior and people modeling themselves behind your, or I should say, you're modeling a behavior and they follow behind that. That is like a fatherly role. It's the father is the one who is creating the patterns. So if we have these kind of influences, if you've noticed this about yourself, even if you was a black boy that grew up around white kids, you would probably have noticed at some point in time, you know what I'm saying, especially if you had a strong sense of self, that these people was copying you. Like they couldn't wait to get down with you and to be around you. You know what I'm saying? I think that I think at the bottom line is that it isn't about being grandiose. Like I had said, even if you believe in the Bible, it tells you y'all are gods, ye are all gods, but that you're gonna die still. So don't get it twisted. There's no need to, you know what I'm saying? How about this? Become okay with your mortality. Like you're gonna pass from here. So don't get too caught up in your own personality. Like it's cool that you have a personality, go professor, you know what I'm saying? 7 circles, you know, Kevy Kev, you know. But my point is, don't get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? That shit comes to an end. You know, it's more like we all kind of are here. We all are accountable. We all have influence, and be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? Do what is, I would say, most advantageous to life. I think that's where the God thing comes in. It ain't really that deep. It's profound. But it's a subtle thing. It's more subtle than anything else.
Hey, listen. Indeed, God is humble. If you Kev, you just listen to yourself speak, right? You said you're humble with things. Indeed, God is humble. God can be also aggressive. God can be the best speaker. God can be the most quiet, subtle, you see. But indeed, that presence is always there. You have to acknowledge that there's a reason why people move around you the way they do. You think, let's take someone like, let's take the prison system, right? And you have a brother that's in there 6'6", 295, solid, right? He's solid. You recognize him, you see him, but for some reason, this cat that's 5'7", 160, rules the yard. Why is that? I'm just saying, when you know the self.
Yo, what happened to the? Is it just my mic, or did you brothers go on mute?
I'm here. We're here. I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here, and Sheed, we here is in the comments if he's still here. So
Okay.
Shout out to him. You know, so we're all here, and the Roger Report Live is here too. I mean, he's on mute, but. Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Peace, Roger, brother. Peace, Roger, brother.
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Peace, Sheed, we here.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
Sheed in the comments. Well, he's in the chat. So, but.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, you know, when you know the self, you move as God. You know. Now, indeed, God stands for Gomar, Oz, Dumar, beauty, wisdom, strength. Beauty, wisdom, and strength. You see, now, I tend to believe that you do have those attributes, sir. Am I wrong about that, or?
I let people do that. I don't like to play myself up. I let other people do it. Like, you know.
So you don't believe that you have beauty in your being? You don't believe that you have wisdom in your being? You don't believe that you have strength in your being?
I believe I have all of that. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, brother. There you go, brother. It's not up to me. I'm asking you what you know about you, right?
But hold on,
But
hold on. Gold Professor is not being, he's not being 100% genuine. I ain't trying to call him out saying that he's a dirty brother or anything like that. It's just to say, I know for a fact that the knowledge that he's dealing with, like the knowledge of God per se, we know about religion. Okay, you
Yeah.
might have heard about Islam, you might have heard about Christianity, you might have heard about the Seventh-day Adventists or the Baptists, right? Religion. But you may not, maybe, I don't know, brother. I don't know you that well. You know what I'm saying? First time building with you. But you may not, and this is one of those things that I would say, like the NOI or like the Nation of Gods and Earth, they had this kind of thing on lock. They were trying to teach on the idea of God. Like, what is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? What is this God thing that all these other people, they got one. They be Indians, the Chinese, the Europeans, the African, everybody got these guys. Some got a whole bunch of guys, but the knowledge or the science of what is a God is the thing that I think Gold Professor is like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like he got longer arms and you know what I'm saying? He boxing with you and he just letting you swing your arms, but your arms not long enough. He's not being fair. He's not being fair is what I'm saying. He is not being fair at all because he's talking about God. He is not talking about religion. You get the difference, or what do you think about that?
I think religion is a doctrine. I mean,
Right.
yeah. So I didn't think he was talking about religion at all. I knew what he was talking about. It's just
Yeah.
that it's deep shit. That's what I'm saying. It's deep.
Hey, man.
It's deep,
Hey,
man.
Seven, don't be calling me out, Seven.
No,
What's wrong with you,
no.
man?
It's like you don't expect this kind of thing coming into a show. But I'm glad these are how these conversations are shaping up. But
you
Hey,
know
man.
what? How about this? I do think it's related though. I like even like you said, I'm not sure if Roger Porter is on here live. I see you got the game going, but just with regards to like giving a damn, you know what I'm saying, giving a fuck, or thanks for not giving a fuck. I'm gonna say this: when you do give a fuck, it's almost like you still. I'm kind of flipping it on the other side. You still got to deal with the repercussions of that. So like, let's say you hate the idea. Okay, that there's an 85%, a 10%, and a 5%. Let's say you despise this idea and you make it your life's effort to change it. I'll tell you that it's like trying to take the damn thorns out of the rose. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll end up in the bed with you. For you to try to change nature would make you like an enemy of God. You know what I'm saying? To be, and this is the wild part. Because again, for you to put yourself out there without you having a certain kind of understanding, honestly, you would have gotten more thanks for not giving a fuck. Because for you to give a fuck is just to put yourself on Front Street, is to put a target on your back.
Right. As you
know what I'm
always
saying? The brother Roger Report be talking about God. He talks about, I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I'm a Christian. And this kind of thing takes bravery. And honestly, there's a lot of people that would just be like, why are you even bringing that up? You know what I'm saying? They're attacking him.
Right. I mean, this is fact. When you start speaking something that goes against the grain, well, now they're gonna attack you. They're gonna lay out assault. But when you think about it, you've always been under assault. You see, they just being more vocal with it.
it's
When you
burdensome.
start expressing it, when you tell them, I mean, you think about it now. When you tell somebody, they ask you, do you believe in God? And you say to them, of course I do. I'm God, right? That takes strength. That takes mad light to be able to do that. You see, and mean it and be able to give understanding to why you are in this position. You see, back to the original question I asked you. Your presence. Do you think it's just coincidence that you have this presence? It's not coincidence. Now, mind you, I'm not trying to convince you or anything, brother. I'm just giving you something different. That's all.
Very. I understand. I understand that. I understand that. And I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that y'all feel like by me saying that I'm a man that I wasn't standing on anything.
No.
Or no,
No.
I feel
I'm
no
not saying that, brother.
man. One thing you have to understand about man is conqueror.
Okay.
We are conquerors as men.
Okay.
You know.
I tend to believe that we are builders and we're destroyers, right?
Yes.
In the supreme mathematics, number 8 is build or destroy. Okay. All right.
I mean, but let's get back. Let's that present stuff. Like,
You might as well start playing the Wu-Tang album as a soundtrack.
I know, right? I'm gonna get that triumph music right now. Hey, man, what's happening? What's happening, brother?
She is not up here. She was in the.
I thought he was up here.
No, I said she was in the chat. You know.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody was like, "I'm here." You know, she's name is she. We here. You know, I was just trying to play off that, but
so that's Roger. That's Roger right there.
That's me.
Well, it's Donnie.
No, I see
that's
3.
Donnie.
Oh, that's Donnie. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay, I see.
Yeah, he's the one with the game screen on, playing Def Jam Fight for New York.
Hey, that's an old game, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game. I see. Oh, he tried. Hey, man, flip him out of the ring, man.
Hey, let me ask you, man. You seem like a thoughtful brother, man. Donnie as well, man. Y'all think them black men was snake oil salesmen? Or y'all think those were black men that kind of like are some of the black men that are now thought kind of leaders, you know, and some of them genuine, some of them have turned to be snake oil salesmen. But I'm literally asking y'all about, especially like what Gold Professor's talking about, right? Okay. Yeah, he says certain ideas. He put certain ideas out there, but I'm not asking about the ideas he's put out there. I'm asking about like 13 Clarence X, right? Clarence 13X, pardon me. You know, do you feel like that's a snake oil salesman? You know, people like Elijah, people like Drew Ali, people like black men like Marcus Garvey. Do you feel like these men are opportunist snake oil salesmen? You know, at the end of the day, Martin Luther King. I'm throwing them all out there. Maybe y'all want to filter it. Right. And start qualifying people. But I just want to ask y'all, what do y'all think, generally speaking, about these ideas as black men and these ideologies that black men have come up with?
Okay, is that question? Who you want me to go, or what do you want to do?
I'm asking if you give a fuck.
I give a fuck in the aspect of, I know that every black man in history that has tried has been attacked. And it really shocks and surprises me as who the attackers are. From what I hear, like in the last year of Martin Luther King's life, black people hated him. Like they hated him. I heard they hated Garvey too. Every black man that tries to make a difference for some reason is hated. So it's hard to filter. You know, even if you know, some of them intentions weren't good, the common or were genuine, the common denominator is that they were black men. Period. That's the common denominator. So how can you filter and say which ones are full of shit and which ones actually had the intention of black people? Because you can't. It's like, go ahead.
To my point, that the black man has always been the center of everything. To my point, from the time of getting here to now. This is a fact. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It has been the black man, right? Now, once again, God is all in all. Why is it that the weight is placed on you, black man? Why you? From the time we've been here to the time of now. There's a reason. This is not coincidence. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, part of it is just black men accept it. I'm gonna say that, but I mean, people believe in different stuff. I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus was a black man. There's no reason for me to think he wasn't a black man. He came to do good for a certain group of people, but he did good for the entire world. What is the reward for doing good amongst men? What did they do with him? You see what I'm saying? Whether you believe the story or not, Jesus did nothing wrong to anyone.
Yet
And they put him on a cross.
But they tortured him, right?
Right.
They tortured him, right?
Well, yeah. My point is, no one can say Jesus sinned against him, whether you believe the story or not. But the story did still tells about his death. They put him on a cross for being good.
Right.
That's what good gets you.
So
that's the reward of doing good in this world. You will be put on the cross.
So let me drop this to you. He was tortured, similar to that strange fruit, right? That strange fruit.
Right. What's her name? What's her name?
Yeah.
She sang the song "The Strange Fruit."
Simone.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, the same thing that Jesus experienced, that strange fruit experienced.
I'm not familiar with that song, so I can't make the relation. All I know is
it's a song. Check it out. Check it out. It's a song by Nina. Oh, hold on. He said he don't know. The song is by Nina Simone, right? Kanye West actually sampled the track for his Strange Fruit song. So maybe you're familiar with the sample, but it's a song essentially about
Kanye West version. Yeah.
Yes, brother. It's that track, that sample, and it's about the she said the strange fruit in the trees was actually the slaves hanging from the trees. That's what it was about.
Right.
Oh damn, she was getting deep.
Well, yeah.
Fellas, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me, fellas?
Yeah,
I hear you, Donnie.
I was having some mic issues earlier.
Yeah.
So to answer your question earlier, because I wanted to chime in on MLK and everything else, I think a lot of those brothers were well intentioned, MLK included. However, I take great issue with Martin Luther King because he couldn't get over his dick.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. We just, it's like that amongst some of our brothers. You know that, right?
Negro Damas. Oh, Negro Damas is in the house. Oh man, greatest day ever. We got Negro Damas.
But if you look at a lot of these black men,
I don't accept that narrative about Martin Luther King until they produce some pictures. I don't accept it.
No, we know Martin Luther King had hoes. Come on now, you know that nigga had hoes. He was hanging out with he was hanging out with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. You think that didn't have hoes?
I'm not saying he didn't. They better come with some.
With
some proof.
I'm with Roger on this, man. I'm with Roger.
That nigga used to get off the bus in different cities. And Jesse, where the hoes at,
Jesse? Here you go, man. Here you go.
You didn't catch it. That's all I'm saying. You didn't catch me. You didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Where the hoes at, Jesse? I had a dream that Becky was gonna be. Nah, you gonna go that far today.
Listen, hey, but he was a celebrity nonetheless. Like, we can't front on that. And hold on, like you said, we be putting a lot of pressure on brothers, man. We be like, yo, the brother better be perfect. You know,
The nigga's name, the
this brother better
Reverend
not have no
Dr.
penis.
Martin
He
Luther
better not.
King.
He better
The
not.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. The nigga, hey, listen, he could have had a little bit of chastity. He knew he was compromising. It was his dick or the revolution, and he chose his dick. I want my people to not have to struggle anymore. But God damn it, Becky, that ass.
Listen, see, that's the problem right there. You know what the problem is? You didn't like how smooth that was. That shit's funny. That shit worked. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let that man live. let that man
Let him
live.
man. Let him hold his dangle, man. Let him hold his.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, if Martin Luther King existed today and the CIA walked up to his wife with the evidence that he was cheating, that nigga would have been all over media takeout.
Yeah.
Well,
Mike got a little dick. He
absolutely,
ain't really for the people.
You know they was watching him. If they wanted to broadcast on him, they would have said, "Hey, look, Martin holding his dangle, and he's slanging it over here."
Well, my thing is, it don't matter because, like I said, whether you believe it's just a story or not, even in the time of Jesus, where there was no quote unquote media the way it is today, they still put the nigga on the cross. They couldn't find anything wrong with him, but not
Right.
to call Jesus a
Are we
nigga.
sure
You see what I'm saying?
Jesus wasn't knocking down Mary Magdalene?
No. What I'm saying is perfection.
Let me say something.
Perfection means, I'm just saying perfection means nothing. They're going to, if you try to do good, they're going to come after you anyway. That's all I'm trying to say. So my thing is, I don't even worry about people trying to be perfect. It don't mean nothing if you are.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
Let me throw down. Let me come in and close this.
Gerald, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brothers?
Hey,
I was
what's
actually
happening, Gerald, man? What's
That's
happening,
Gerald.
Gerald?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, and I
how
got
y'all doing?
and I got about a dozen people watching, and I got 24 likes. I hope one of those likes is yours, like on the way in.
You damn. Oh,
like,
really?
like,
Dude, I'm like a free throw, Kev. It's automatic with me.
Yeah, I know, but that is for those watching. You know, the greatest audience in the world. So you know, that's what I'm gonna refer to you as from now on. The greatest chat in the world. You know. So,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So
look,
see, like and tell a friend. But go ahead, Gerald.
You know what's up, because I was actually cleaning a deer and I had my my wife friends. We was in the garage. I'm like, I just want y'all to listen. They was listening. They like, who are those guys? I said, dude, these some real cool guys that voice their very own opinion, something that some of you white cats don't do. So I had to come home. Seriously, some of you white cats don't do. So as I got home, I said, oh shit, let me get on. And then y'all talking about Jesus. So let's go there, because I hear Roger, and I hear the youthfulness in Roger, which is good, because at 43, I was like that too. So when I lived in Houston, I actually met a girl from Israel, and I was talking about Jesus, and she said a why. Now what she did was she planted a seed. And I now understand it. The J alphabet is a 15th century alphabet produced by a Catholic. Yeah, I'm very sure. Produced by a Catholic monk.
Yeshua.
Oh yeah. You're right. His name was Yashura then Pandira. They didn't put him on the cross. They actually lynched him, which comes up to date what they was doing to us, which we should have been fighting. Now, get this. Mary wasn't his mother. Mary was his wife. So they lied to us about everything. And you must also break the chains of psychological slavery. How the fuck you gonna go to Africa and bring all these people over here when actually we indigenous to the land? Roger, I'm telling you, your roots run through Mississippi. Mississippi, because you're from Chicago, born in Chicago. Your roots either came from the East, Tennessee, or they came from the South, Mississippi. Believe it or not, those were natives. Now check this out, y'all. When I was young and y'all was still hanging out in the heavens, just in your daddy's loins, like I ain't ready to come to this bitch yet. During the George Wallace days, I never forget this sign, and I just saw this sign in a video this week. There was like, the sign said, and quote, during the Martin Luther King era, don't sell to Indians. I was like, I remember that fucking sign. It was a 5-second look on black and white TV, no cable. And it's stuck in my mind this long till now I'm able to figure it out because we were those fucking natives of this land. So they lied to us in these narratives. So as John Henry Clark, which is your homeboy, Kev, he say, if they ain't gonna treat you right, they ain't gonna teach you right. That's some Pimp G shit, and that's all I gotta say. Think about it, what I'm saying, because I'm seeing more ignorance on YouTube coming from these fucking females who want to defend Biden and not understand that we're in a different time now. I said,
you mean
Okay,
Uncle Joe?
okay, Gerald. So
Uncle
let
Joe,
me
who
do it
locked
like
their
this.
daddy up.
let me apply some pressure, right, Gerald? Let me do it like this, right?
apply
So
it. I'm ready.
right, watch this. So, do you tell your young son, "Hey, son, you got one or two options. You put your ass on the line, or you don't"?
Ooh,
What do you tell your son?
God damn, pick your poison, son. Pick your poison. Because
I mean, listen, the
can leave
coward, they
you.
gotta die like 1,000 deaths. You know what I'm saying? The brave one, he only gotta die one time. That's what everybody's scared of. So I'm saying, what you telling your son? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, you know what? You squeezed me on that one. That was a Deion Sanders, and I'm Jerry Rice. You just squeezed
I
my.
just asked you.
You just fucking squeezed me on that. Well, you know what though? I have to teach him to be a man because one day I'm gonna expire, and you got to make that choice. And I will have to use your analogy. You either gonna die 1,000 deaths, or you gonna have to grab your fucking kahunas, and you're gonna have to stand up and be a man. You're gonna have to. You have no other choice because the backdoor you on this. I'm really getting tired of this dude named Barry getting up, dogging out black men, talking about rap music is wrong. Excuse my expression, you punk motherfucker, sit your ass down. Leave us the fuck alone. Somebody just say they always crucifying
You know
us.
what?
Fuck.
You know
You
what?
know, I'm so
That's why his daughter
Kev.
running around with a white man now. She don't respect her own goddamn daddy.
I
You
like
know,
when
you know
people
what?
feel themselves.
And that's true. You know, that's true because it's fucking sad that all my endeavors and downfall been because of a black woman. You know who threw out a life jacket to me? A fucking Canadian Caucasian. I ain't lying. I got the penny check to show you what them black bitches was doing and them border jumping bitches was doing. See, it's over, man. It is over. So y'all might
Hey,
as well get the Ray-Ban. Yeah.
Hey, Kev, Roger said he's in the back in the
Yeah,
stage.
I just brought him up.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is this is so different, y'all, for me to be living this long to actually achieve this crown of gray hairs, which represents wisdom. And I won't respect the fact that this universal creative force allowed me to live this long to even just talk to you guys. I'm just glad I can go hunting, put some food in the refrigerator, got some fucking, can go hunting with my friend. His girl's a native, and they can share the deer with me. So
Hey,
I'm
Gerald.
just,
That man
yeah.
did that.
Hey, Gerald.
Yes.
Hey, man. I just want you to be careful out there because palm colored people tend to
He gonna
do
be all right.
certain
No, don't do that.
things.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But he gonna be all right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, but you know what? I know him. Me and this dude, we've been going ice fishing and fishing all this time. This is the one guy in Canada that I go with. A lot of other people I'm not rolling with. So thank you for throwing that curve. I got you, bro.
All right, Gerald, man. All right, Gerald, because
I know.
lately, it's been that thing. They cats hanging out with these palm colored people, and certain
No, it
things
ain't like.
happen.
Hold on. See, hold on, go.
Hey.
Listen, I didn't grow up in the States, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Somebody's gonna say something.
No,
Go ahead,
what you was gonna say? You say it.
Go ahead, Seven.
Yeah, listen, I didn't grow up in this motherfucker. Okay, I didn't grow up around a whole bunch of black people my whole life. I'll just tell you this. Everybody don't mean you well, right? That's number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, ain't no need to be afraid of nobody. Like if they palm colored, if they yellow, if they brown, if they red, if they black, like as long as you're a respectable individual, as long as you kind of move in a certain way, You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody finna do nothing to you. And they'll, in fact, if they see that you trying to, survive and thrive, they may even assist you. You know what I'm saying? Like I have some property in the far, the northern, like northern Arizona. It's like in the forest, right? I'm sure most of y'all think of Arizona as a desert. Yeah.
I'm in Arizona.
Yeah. So now you think about it like this. We had went out to go visit the property, and my old lady give me shit to this day about this, right? So we off road with it. We off in the country, and we, what I'm saying, driving up to the property. And what I'm saying, we parked the car. I got a little Jeep Liberty at the time. We parked the car, and I get out. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around. I'm like, yo, I think we at the spot. Right? I'm looking around. I think we at the spot. And I'm dressed like a city slicker. You know what I'm saying? It's like the 90s, all my clothes baggy. And we see like somebody coming off in the distance. Right? And they approaching. And then I can see Buddy got the pistol in his pocket. It's a white man. He got the pistol in his pocket. But again, it's because we're out in the country. And he invited us over back to the house, right? So we go off into the house, and my old lady's scared. You know what I'm saying? She like, yo, it's like some whole other shit going on. Yo, the people offered us chickens. They gave us a book on preserving food. You know what I'm saying? They was not trying to harm us in any shape, form, or fashion. It's just that when you're out in the country, though, you might want to have a mentality.
Hey, man.
Hey. All the stab wounds in my back.
What did Gerald just say that John Henry Clark said? That's all I gotta say.
Okay, you right. You okay? Nice chess move on the chessboard. Nice move. But you know what I gotta say to that? Most of the stab wounds in my back comes from people who look like fucking me.
Okay. I'm just saying.
If I had
Clark say, man.
You're right, but like I say, if I had a right and this creator said, I told one of my friends, the creator said, you got to go with him, because I do know that if I had a right, I would come back as a ghost. I would go through my life and I would fuck up all them niggas who fucked over me. And trust me, there's more brown people than those white folks. Here, I'm tired of them, but I'm also tired of dumbass. I'm not a man that throws the word nigga out, but nigga means
I'm not
ignorant.
in disagreement with you, brother. But what I'm saying is,
I know. Actually, just what happened to that 15-year-old boy that was in Louisiana that the news not talking about, another Emmett Till. I understand clearly what you're saying. I truly understand. I'm not knocking what you're saying. Your 2 words to me is 3 words, Gerald. Be careful. I want to talk to you again, which is more than 3 words, but I get you, bro. I'm not going, I don't go fishing with a lot of people. I don't go hunting with a lot of people. But this guy, since I've been here, me and him, we've been doing this for 9 years.
Look, listen. Dave Chappelle also spoke about dudes putting carrots in your ass.
Oh Lord! Wow!
I know what you're talking about. Oh man!
I'm just saying, man.
Hey, Kale, that's what you call a cheap shot among friends. Friends gotta laugh.
Right.
Go to Frank's house and Frank suck a carrot in your ass.
I'm just saying, Gerald.
No, you know what it is though. No, you know what it is though. Go. Hold on. You know what it is though. Some of us only came up in like metros where it's only like black people, or some of us only grew up in like a little country ass town where it's only black people. Like, check this shit out. Again, I was born in Utah. Again, 84.
What?
Okay,
really?
Listen. I was born in Utah in 84, right? Because my folks met as military people in the service. So they told me when they would go to the mall, you know what I'm saying, in Utah, that the people were staring. Like, because they hadn't seen no black people yet. This is in 84. Motherfuckers hadn't seen black people like that yet. So you'll be surprised, but it's white. You know what I'm saying? In 84, it was white people that wasn't too familiar with black people yet. You know what I'm saying? Again, I believe it's black people now that ain't familiar with white people because they ain't really had to be around none. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything about Asian people, white people, Indian people. They don't know anything about people.
Yep. True.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is where the fear come from, right? This is where the fear of the foreigner come from.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, I gotta admit, I say it again. I got the stab wounds where people that stabbed me in my back that look like me here in Canada.
You know
I didn't
what?
have some Canadians cut for me, Kev. I mean, cut for me to the point of working. Cut for me. Seriously. I'm serious, dude. So it's like Parliament said back in the days, and it made a lot of sense. They said the bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. So I'm growing up in the 60s thinking that white folks are fucking dirty when I realized they ain't white. And as I grow up, you judge a person by the character. That was the path that Martin Luther King threw. Even though somebody was hating on him because he loved the Punani. Martin Luther King was a player, y'all. He's a player. He loved coochie.
But
I
you
mean,
have to.
that's the most natural thing to us.
He
Ain't
had
no
no problem
proof
with the
that.
women. He didn't
Ain't no.
have no problem with the
But
women.
here's the thing.
Ain't no.
Here's the thing. We have to stay vigilant though. We have to stay vigilant. We have to stay observant. So it's like we can say that all day, all night, but we can't let the ones that are actually like that slip by us. You know, I actually heard a grown man tell me one time. He was like, "Yeah, the reason why he didn't like social media because it was revealing to him all of the racist whites, and he would rather not know." I'm like,
Wow.
dude. I'm like, dude, you're full of it. I want to know what all them bastards are. I want to know every one
There
of them
you go. There
because,
you
like,
That's the
just
that's
like, just like when, just like with certain people that cross us that look like us. If I reach in your chest and rip your heart out, I want to make sure I know that I'm ripping the right heart out. I
right.
don't want that to be a mistake. I
Yeah.
love it, and for some reason, I have this thing on the inside of me. I love when people expose themselves. It confirms my gut feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
same energy people have whenever they talk about Parlor. It's like, oh, we don't want to know because us a platform is like Facebook, but it's got all the racist white people on it. But yet, all of a sudden, whenever something happens, like I don't know, another church shooting, you're surprised because you didn't have access to the information. But in all actuality, you did. You just chose not to do it because you put your feelings over the facts. All right, guys,
Yeah.
I'm back.
True. Now, I just want to say it is factual that even if Martin was smooth with the hoes, ain't nobody producing no pictures. I'm not gonna let them put that narrative on my man because he was a great black man.
Hey,
I'm with
If
you,
you
Roger.
can't
Roger.
prove it,
I'm with you,
if
Roger.
you you know what I'm saying, if you can't prove it, you all good.
I'm with you, Roger. I'm with you.
Let me throw this out there real quick. Why do you think most black families have just that solo art picture of Martin Luther King on the wall?
Because they ain't proved he had these hoes.
I mean,
This
unless
does not fit. You must have quit.
Hey.
Maybe the
I was
mom
in-
had a deep relationship. I'm just saying.
I was in Atlanta, and I went to the memorial where it was Martin Luther King and Coretta King buried there. It didn't say anything about any of the broads he so-called was messing with. So there you go.
Okay,
That's like
so
Andrew Jackson,
y'all
too,
don't
man.
know the story about his father. So y'all don't know the story about his father, where his father told him, "Say, look, dude, you can't come to the South and marry this white girl." Martin was, man, he was tapping back in the day. Martin was the Jack Johnson of his time. Now, how many of y'all know that Jack Johnson was the real pimp of all this shit? He was beating motherfuckers' asses.
Damn a pimp. Listen, he had the first problems because they tried to get him with human trafficking because he had him a white girlfriend, and because he traveling around as a champion on the earth. They're trying to play some bullshit ass game with a black man like they like to do to just stop our money flow. They tried to play a game with him. And here was the thing. He needed to pay close attention because there was something about his environment. It goes back to even giving a fuck. He obviously didn't give a fuck. He like, I got this white bitch and I don't care. And here was what it was though. Here's what it was though. You're not married to her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not. See, this was in those good times where it was like, who you with, right? The woman had to, you couldn't, what they say, when you got married, you made her a respectable woman. You couldn't just be carrying on, shacking up with people and just you know what I'm saying, traveling around with people. Like, nah,
Dude,
bro,
that's Jack
everybody's accounted
Johnson.
for.
That's
Exactly. Well,
Jack
again,
Johnson.
irrelevant.
They was
Irrelevant.
mad because they couldn't put the man in a dress and have him fight another black man.
There we
All of
go.
a sudden, it's
he
like
was whooping them.
their worst
That's what that
nightmare.
was.
They couldn't control it.
He was
Absolutely.
whooping them. He was whooping them. That's what it was. You know?
And that's why I said damn the pimp thing, because he was just whooping them. That's what it was. That's the problem. That's the problem.
And you know, it's great to see black men in history doing stuff like that, like from the World War II era. Whenever Hitler was like, "The Germans are the greatest race in the world. We will beat everybody." Then all of a sudden, you know, Jackie Robinson spoke everybody on the track.
That was Jesse
Right.
Owens. That was Jesse Owens.
But
but that's why I'm saying that we don't have all that many quote unquote great black men that can even get a little light anyway. So until they produce some pictures of Martin innocent. That's all I'm saying.
Roger's gonna be
Johnny
the
Cochran. Johnny Cochran.
Gerald, man, you better stop all that blasphemy, brother.
Hey, Rod.
And that's the high priest right there. He said, "Stop the blasphemy."
Telling you, Roger, you need to take the wrong report and hit topics like this, man. Call it the wrong report. Next time on the wrong report, Martin Luther King. Was he truly a hero, or was he just a man-ho?
Say, man,
Next time on the wrong report.
Before there was, listen. Before there was Spankalicious, there was Michael King. He was spanking them motherfuckers. So don't hate because he liked them women. He like somebody say there's some hoes up in his house. I think that's why that woman in Georgia stabbed him. No, that was a woman in Georgia stabbed him, but they never elaborate on that story. They never elaborate on this.
You know what, Gerald? I think the Trump presidency has at least given us some terminology at this point, like to where we can frame this now. No, what I'm saying is that when he was talking about grabbing by the pussy, I'm saying there's locker room talk. If that man Martin, right, one of the best that we've produced, if that man liked women, I mean, that's not an issue. He's not evil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, wait a minute. For the sake of society, though, brother, don't be saying that, especially if he's married and was talking about he was doing the monogamy or whatever. We can't be putting them out on Front Street right like that, because what you're doing is you're attacking the brother's credibility. You see, that's the fine line about being a part of civilization or a part of society. Like, just generally speaking, who gives a fuck? Right? Again, who gives a fuck?
Be honest with you, you're right. You're right
back
about
to the
that.
show. Who gives a fuck?
In all actuality, though, this would be a good time to give a fuck about that, because if you look at the current agenda of what's going on, the people that are working against us do want us to bring out the worst in history. Because look at how they're treating some historical figures. Like they've even got dude just got pulled over.
Like who?
They've even gone. They're basically putting titles that are negative and have negative connotations to figures from the past. It don't matter the color. So, like, say for example, somebody could say that Jesus was a misogynist because he did X, Y, and Z. That's how deep they're going with this shit. So of course they're gonna dig up. Something about Martin to make it seem like he was an evil man. So talking about him in this case does work against us.
Misogynor or whatever they call that shit. Misogynor.
It's three words y'all can put with any name. It's 3 words y'all can put with any great black person's name. He was a saint. That's what it was. Okay, Martin was a saint. Ain't nobody
in Chicago, brother. I'm with you. They don't let that go.
But listen up, listen up, though. Listen up. Thanks, super chat from Mr. Mister. Thank you very much for supporting what we got going on over here, and for those the greatest chat in the world. You are witnessing a great conversation. So glad you're here to witness such intellectual minds exchange thoughts. And I'm honored myself to be a part of such a conversation. So the topic is thanks for not giving a fuck Black Friday. Listen up. The topic was a spin on Thanksgiving. You know, if you didn't notice why the thanks and the giving was capitalized, but really honestly, a lot of people would have us. Would have us to thank for not giving a fuck. Seriously. If you think if black people gave a fuck about racism for real, that they would have voted Joe Biden in.
They didn't vote him in, though. They didn't vote him in, just to let you know. They haven't approved that shit yet. This is called a hostage takeover, Raj. Kev. A vampire needs his blood. This is the same thing as 911, y'all. They told you that a man in a fucking cave bombed the World Trade Center. This is no different. But what gets me is, this is what gets me. Everything is smooth. But what gets me is, you get this punk ass motherfucker who comes out of nowhere and now begins to pick on us. Nigga, you working on a time card that you should stop. Mind you, I don't say the word nigga, but I don't appreciate this motherfucker coming out of nowhere and now you pointing the finger again. It's already suspect that your wife is a fucking man. You should shut the fuck up and clear that up. Let's clear up the fact that there may not be your children. Your best friends, huh? Want me to stop? I'll stop.
Gerald, you kind of aggressive, ain't you, brother?
He's being brutally honest.
Hey, but I will say this. I will say this about Barry. I will say at the end of the day that was kind of an ignorant statement to make. That saying that the support for Trump came from rap music and bling bling. I mean, he sounded like a white parent,
Right.
Go ahead.
No, Kev. I was going to ask you, Kev. Who controls writing those big ass checks to them rappers? Who controls the check?
What was Roger about to say?
The king is innocent.
You Borgin, Roger. You Borgin, Roger. Roger, you Borgin.
Hold on, I'm gonna come out and come back.
All right,
we can hear you now.
Hey, I want to say. I want to say before we continue on. If anything come up about me, I would like for you guys to apply the title of this show to.
What you talking about? What does that even mean?
But Kev, it's kind of sad.
Roger, what's up?
He back?
Yeah, he back.
Yeah, I'm back. And what I was trying to say was that anytime somebody bring up Obama, I'm gonna just remind y'all where does Obama come from? Obama comes from a king man, and he was raised by white people. Okay, older white people. Well, older white people. I say that because they were his grandparents, not even his parents. So at the end of the day, the man is non-ADOS. He does not represent ADOS. And if there was anything to what Obama was saying, guess what? White people watch violent television shows and violent movies. They've been doing that for a long, long time. They was doing that before rap even was a thing, before we even invented rap. So if it's all about the media, then let's just go on and deal with the fact that white people are violent because of the media, and that's why they always pushing violence, whether it be superhero movies, whether it be some type of action thriller, suspense, things like that. White people are just naturally violent, and they express it in their movies. And they're gonna keep it up because they keep producing these movies.
I gotta say this to you.
I would like to say, to Roger's point, Gerald.
Yes. Yes, I'm listening.
Gerald.
Yes.
Will you go out there on that ice, brother?
Dude, if you don't stop, man, look, you're gonna make me not go tomorrow because you cursing it, man.
I want to find you with some carrots, brother.
All right. Listen. Okay, we didn't go on from carrots to this to Barry to the fact
Obama
that what Rod said. But I would say this, and this is funny how we've been played. Only in the Western culture, there's two races. If you talk to a person from Poland, from Germany, from Ireland, from Sudanese Africa, from Ethiopia. The two things they don't say: I'm not black, I'm not white. I'm from a fucking landmass.
Oh, okay,
So the
Gerald,
people in the
stop right
Western
there.
culture. Okay, let me stop.
You stop right there, brother. You
Okay,
see, this
okay,
is the problem. That is the
okay,
problem. And too many people that have never been outside of the country just don't give a fuck about that problem there.
okay.
Right? When you leave this country, when you're from outside this country, you know everyone has a nationality. You know everyone has a family name. You know that it's about their fathers and where their fathers come from. Right? God
Right,
gave them that land.
right.
Right? This is how they identify. Only when you come into America. When I came into America at 13 years old, did somebody first call me a nigga, and it didn't even, like, the response didn't trigger. It's because the black and the white thing, I had realized exactly what you're saying, and I had seen it from the outside perspective. Of course, I
Right.
always been who I've been. I eat what I eat. I was raised the way I was raised. My family is who they are and where they're from. So my culture and my identity is. But now this concept about the black and the white thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this is the association with the slavery. You have to know that, like, we'll say, even as identifying as foundational Black Americans or even ADOS, it's as if you create your identity, your initial identity, your purpose with slavery. This was even my first comment about, if you had taught Black people to just turn off the damn TV, would they turn it off to free themselves? And I said, no, they wouldn't, because many people utilize that as the identity, that tension, that particular moment in the, you know what I'm saying, in our time
Yeah.
continuum, that moment is what they're identifying with. It's the trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You,
Yep.
you want to know from a personal experience, man? The one time I didn't give a fuck about being black was when I went to Japan. And what was so beautiful about it was the fact that I got help from so many people, considering the certain circumstances that happened when I was there, because it was snowing, it was dark at night. You know, anytime it snows, the sky gets real black. And I'm a 6'2" dude with locks, right? Kind
Uh-huh.
of. I'm I'm just I'm painting the picture for y'all, man, so you can understand, right? I'm walking down these streets, the only black dude out there, trying to navigate my way around. And granted, there's English and everything, but still, it's like my phone was jacked up. And as I'm walking, people are coming up to me to help me out. They weren't shying away from me. They weren't clutching their purses. They were coming up to me to help me out. And I'm not saying Japan is perfect, but still, just the fact that you got people coming up to me to help me out instead of doing what happens over here, it's an
Yep.
eye opener, man. Even
And
whenever I
Yes.
was trying to find my damn hotel, because the hotel setup was weird. The lobby is on the second floor. I didn't realize it. I must have walked around this building at least 3 or 4 times, and on the third time, there was dark alleys around this place. I'm walking down a damn alley, and there's a little Japanese, probably like in her early 20s or something. She was in front of me, and here I am, 6'2" black guy, locks, walking down a black alley, and instead of her freaking out, she turns back to see if I needed help. Pitch black,
Yep.
darkness, 6'2" black guy, locks. She's turning back to see if I need help.
The
hey,
media,
It's
the
blowing your
media has
mind,
been
brother.
jumping on us.
hey, watch out. What? They might have seen Dave Chappelle when he was fighting Godzilla.
Nah, man. I
No,
mean,
man, come on, dog, come on. I think he done smoked one.
oh, don't you go fucking my story up, man.
You know
I
what I'm
just hit y'all with some
saying, man?
serious. I hit y'all with some serious questions. She's like, well,
I would quit
they look
messing
at
with
black
y'all,
people
man.
because they can
I
fight
would quit,
Godzilla.
I would quit messing with y'all, man.
No, you know what? You know what though? You know what though? The media, ever since I've been knowing before cable, the media has kept their foot on our neck. But when you go out, as Seven say, when you go outside the box of where you've been, because a Navy guy told me this when he went to Australia. He said, man, they was waiting on them coming off the boat. And he didn't know. And the girl looked at him and said, you honestly have no clue who you are. Now, I got that same love up in a place up in northern Alberta, Canada. No traffic lights, no nothing. Soon as I went up there, the dude said, man, it's going to be outright boring. My black ass got up there. It was like Soul Train. It's like, wait, what? Why is the fuck everybody out here? I didn't get it till somebody told me. They said, we don't really never see, black people. I'm like, I'm fucking brown, but I'm going to roll with your narrative. I'm roll with your narrative. And I say, wait, there's Africans up here. They say, you still don't get it. You from America. It's totally different. And they was fucking taking pictures as though I was somebody famous. And I said I couldn't believe that.
Brother, you're tripping. Okay, I'll give you an example. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to grasp the conversation. What y'all talking about is what? Just being in different places, being a black man and different, because I got those experiences. But I'm just curious what the dynamic.
Well, when you just get accepted for being a fucking person instead of being a dichotomy of you're a man, you're black, because the next thing I was gonna say is like the funniest shit happened, and some of y'all could probably even attest to this being going outside of the country, right? All I had to do, and I bought this cheap hat while I was in Japan. This is my second time going, but me and my buddy went actually. He's black too, but all I had to do was just be black and put on a hat, and all of a sudden I was a musician. And everybody was trying to take their damn picture with me. I mean, everybody. This geisha came out of nowhere. She's like, picture? Yeah.
Stop it. Listen.
I wish I was playing.
Listen, same shit, right? Listen, so I'm growing up again. I came to America when I was 13, 14 years old, right? Basically for high school. And I just remember one of my friends that I grew up with in Italy. He can only speak Italian. I could only speak English. He had little basic English skills. I had basic Italian skills. However, we played ball together. Why is the dude like baby Jordan, like when he's request, you know what I'm saying? He want me to bounce past the ball or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We running the game. This is how he's referencing me. So no matter what, they always will see us in that way. Even growing up as a kid, right, amongst other nationalities that are in the military. Just because I'm black, they know I'm gonna beat their ass. They don't even try you. It probably is like even representative of like the Korean War or the Vietnam War, like when they would send the propaganda down and they was like, black man, go home. This ain't your fight. Go home.
I heard about that.
What was that Netflix movie?
Being a black American, you cast a shadow against the entire world, right? So as you travel to different places, you are a novelty to an extreme. They see Africans all the time. They see dark people all the time. But when they see that passport, and you from where? Huh?
America.
Right.
Yep.
That's what blows their mind.
Yep. And then we beat the narrative. Like what they see on TV, it's not what they see in person. I always say that since I've been in Canada, cut off the fucking the cable. Because that's not who we are. And then they think of 48 hours in the certain shirt called wife beaters. That was the undershirt that you put on and you put your dress shirt over that. They have fucking given us a narrative all my years of my life. This is why I don't buy into their shit. But I do notice that Willie list shit work. How to make a slave. When they say that black women will watch over us, they're absolutely right. I've never seen these sisters I know they was off. I'm listening to my niece. I knew they were off, but I just didn't know that they could control them in their thoughts, even to the fact of hating us. And they still can't tell you a reason why they hate us. Because Margaret Sanger said hate us. One thing about these sisters, they're lost. And they're going to be lost forever now. It's no way. Dude, I have 2 daughters.
Forever.
I throw y'all a life jacket before I throw them the life jacket.
Forever.
Ever.
Hi, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
Honestly, like I'm not a girl dad, as they say, but I had to believe there's some hope. My daughter's 6. I mean,
but your story is different though, Kev, because see, you are the king of that house, and that little girl looks up to you. But the hell she gonna catch in school? She's gonna catch it from little girls and little boys who don't have something that she got. And guess what that is? A fucking daddy.
Hold
Hey,
on,
Yeah,
hold
she
on,
got
hold
you,
on,
you know,
dog.
Gerald.
you know what,
She
you know
got
what, you
you,
know what.
dog.
Let me say this real quick, Gerald. I want to say this, right? When you grow up around hell raisers, you gonna catch hell. And all I'm saying is that when I grew up overseas, I actually seen people get old, right? Like we live in a country where everybody is forever young. Like these niggas hate the idea that they're gonna die or that they're gonna get old or that they're gonna age, right? That they
Yeah.
have to mature, that they actually have to grow the fuck up. I've come from countries where the shit is like, you know what I'm saying? 5 times as old as America. America is like 200, almost 300 years old.
Mhm.
I mean the actual formation in like 1776. All right, we talking about like 300 years. You dig? So my point is when you see people that are comfortable in their skin, right? And I'm talking about
Right.
aging, not even race. I'm talking about aging. When you find people that are comfortable in their skin, they don't carry on like that. That's all that you
True.
see. You see a bunch of damn child. Listen, my observation of America is it's a young 20 something. You know what I'm saying? Roaring. You know what I'm saying? Beating on his chest. He can't be beat. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell him shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of America. So we have that kind of personality. It's like a
America.
zeitgeist. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Straight
But
up.
that's a good analogy, man. It's like we are a country that's smelling ourselves. But I even remember on the Roger Report, it's like you gotta not think of yourself as American because don't get me wrong, this is where you're born and raised at. Some of us, but
Yep.
you also have to realize that it's better to be just a person of the world. Now, I'm not saying who run to Africa because Africa's gonna treat you better. No, that's bullshit
Oh,
because
that's
there's places in Africa that'll treat you just as bad.
they sound
But
fun.
I'm saying you just got to get past that American mentality and be willing to be a person of the world. Because honestly, if I could right now, I would try and get a passport somewhere, live there 6 months, and get I don't know multiple citizenships if I could.
Right.
Hey,
For
that's
sure.
that's why I promote to people to travel. You know, you're the you know the world is bigger than your neighborhood, than your state. You know, you need to go out and travel, see what's out there, man. You know, it's important that you know that there's more to the world than your neighborhood, man. There's many people who don't even venture out of the city, man. You
Yep.
know, get you a passport and try. Man, I rode my motorcycle over in different countries, man. You know, I've been across the country. I'm traveled. You know, it's important that you get out and travel and see the world and see what the narrative is outside of this country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stop limiting yourself. Expand your
Right.
mind, expand your spirit, learn who you really are. Because
Yep.
the minute that you allow this place to define you as this person or this is what you're supposed to be, you're going to be caught in that trap. And then
Yeah.
when you go out, you'll learn that you're not as big as you thought you are. You might have thought you was a great white shark, and all of a sudden you find out you just a guppy in a small pond.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I go out, I'm a killer whale, baby. I'm a orca. Daggone orca,
The
baby.
Hey,
blackfish.
hey, Kev sound like he drunk some jungle juice tonight. He is ripping, bro.
Jungle fish. No, wait, jungle boogie. Jungle boogie.
I say I wasn't gonna mess with y'all today, man.
What was that saying? I keep trying to get out, but they keep pulling me back in.
I know, right? I know, right? I
Yo,
know, man.
but honestly, that was the best advice she gave to get outside your box, and it's sad because a lot of our people, man, a lot of Americans, they don't get out, man. They don't get out. A lot of brothers in the hood can't spell passport, don't know what a passport is, never been anywhere except the south side of town.
Yeah.
Some people haven't even been to Dallas, Texas, or go around the world. That's why I know different places where I can go and float. Like a place like Chicago, I'm gonna walk very light, very light. A place like California, the Bay Area, I walk like a ghost. I be real cool. New York, I blend in. The South, I feel at home because I can manipulate myself around. You can always tell by when the people open up their mouths who has a plantation mentality, who thinks outside the box. A place like New Orleans, I right now won't even go there. I won't,
I
man.
go
New
anywhere,
Orleans used to New Orleans
I
used to be
go.
a place that I could go in the hood. Now, shit, I'm not even driving near the hood.
No,
wanna
brother,
I
go
we
go
don't do
anywhere.
that. We don't do that, Gerald. What we do is we're tourists now. So if I go to LA, I go to all the tourist attractions. I didn't come to LA to go into the ghetto. I didn't come to any spot. Like I went to New York recently. I didn't try to, go see like even like 125th for that matter. I stayed in Midtown Manhattan. I went and saw what it is that there is to see, right, in my little short stay at the tourist attractions, and I mind my goddamn business. See, that's why I was asking before, right? Are you supposed to be going into the ghetto and shine a light like, hey, niggas, wake up. I seen something. I swear to
Nope.
God, it's right over here. Come over here, right? Come across this shit. Remember the Harriet Tubman woman? If it's true, she already told you. You could tell these niggas for real, get free, nigga, go away. Did you know that you was free? Did you know that you can get the fuck on? That you don't have to
Yep.
deal with none of this goofy ass shit that's going on? Did you know that? You could tell them, right? You could
Yep.
tell them, turn the TV off. You could give a fuck. I'm telling you, they're actually despising you right now, Gerald. They
Yeah, they
despise
say
you for even bringing the shit up.
And let me bring that to because that's truth, but let me bring it to a base level because there is at my job I've moved around multiple times. Now, granted, I've stayed at the same pay grade, but still I've experienced multiple different areas from being at the bottom to being over where you see the ideas get pumped out and ground out, and every time I've moved I've tried to leave a rope back behind to my brothers that I know were very talented. I knew a dude he had his master's degree in, I think, physics. There was another dude that could do he was good with cargo and all this other stuff, and I'm like, let me help you out. Give me your resume. Let me show you how to network with these people. XYZ. Let me show you what they are not telling you. And the thing that always pissed me off was that I would get responses like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna look into it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you got me. Didn't get a single damn phone call back. And I'm the one, and it sucks because I'm the one that's like, I'm literally over the wall, reaching my hand down, trying to pull other people with me. And don't nobody want to look up and reach their hand back, and that is what breaks me, man.
yeah, that's why you got to charge them a little bit, so so they can appreciate it. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
pimp game right there. Wait a minute. That's the pimp game right there. So it's the difference between a kick or a kiss, right?
Yeah,
So sometimes, right, in the relationship, right, based on how things are going, you might have to kick a little ass, consistently, just kick ass. And then other times, you're not necessarily kissing the ass, but as opposed to kicking, right, you could be nice and things can be good and you can be very, very easy going. And what I'm saying is sometimes you have to mindfully do this, like not an emotional thing, like she got on my nerve. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get hard. I'm going to get firm, or I'm feeling good. Got fed good, got sex good. I'm gonna treat her good. You know what I'm saying? There's no problems here, right? She baby girl can have it however she like. Okay, you can't go about it like that per se. Again, sometimes it's almost like you got to be the God and the devil. How about that? Now we're gonna bring it really all the way out. So what's the devil then, right? If you're not willing to confess that you're God, are you willing to confess that at least you're the bad man, that you've done bad, that you can do bad, that probably can't nobody do bad better than you?
Yeah.
Right?
That kind of slipped out because I feel like that, and people have told me that, especially in this space, that I've affected so many lives. Now, for you guys who are like not that privy to that kind of information, that Facebook group, for some reason, I feel has had an indelible effect on people. And for those who are familiar with it, for those who aren't familiar with it, especially like a lot of people that may watch this broadcast, is like, I don't know, I offended a lot of people on Facebook, and I don't care to the extent of I wasn't trying to be an asshole. It was just that the apathy that people showed for what actually was good and productive, just to go to the negative fucked up shit, was really pissing me off. So I just started telling people the truth. I mean,
and listen, I get it, and listen, this is a part of the devil, even because there's always that duplicity. It's like the men that can't accept the whore and the divine woman duplicity. Some people can't deal with the God and the devil duplicity either. No. Right. So if we're already saying that you're the God because you're actually mindfully doing, I mean, you're going to have to account for it in one way or another, but you're involved in the zigzag zig, the cause, effect, and result of your life. Well, the same when we start talking about, we'll say, being a devil, you already know you're dealing with a cause, effect, or result. So you telling people something that you know is going to offend them, you already know is kind of ruffling their feathers. I kind of used to get off on that shit in a certain way too. Just shaking the nigga. It's almost like what they call that, a hate crime, where you just shake a motherfucker's confidence, right? You may know something about something and they have no idea. You could say it to them and it'll fuck their whole world up because they, you know what I'm saying? They're dealing with a false foundation. You have to be cautious with that, right? You have to be cautious with that.
Very, like when you tell somebody Obama wasn't the first black president, they lose their rabbit ass mind.
Yeah, no, it's like The Exorcist. The head is spinning around, green shit come out the mouth. You have to be very cautious about exercising demons. Don't do that.
Kev, you essentially, to put it in simpler terms, you was carrying yourself like a habitual line stepper. Is that
at the end of the day,
just crossing people just for no good reason. That nigga like, fuck y'all. I don't like you.
I'm gonna quit messing with y'all, man.
No, you should have kept posting pictures of them damn Jesus waffles, and now look at it.
you was habitually stepping across that line, brother.
That's basically what it means when you tell the truth. You step over the line. When you say stuff that needs to be said, you step over the line, because people is the first reaction is with us is always knee jerk. Is that we think that we're just trying to fuck with folks, and for that reason, you're a line stepper to them. So, so we are indeed habitual line steppers now. So, I mean, it's and I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like it's a good thing. You don't need somebody who's a easygoing liar. That's one thing I never liked. Somebody who just told comfortable lies. It was false, and it takes you away from your purpose.
Yeah, like Gerald telling them stories about MLK, man. We ain't gonna tolerate that, man.
Well, hell, if you're gonna step on that line, man, you gotta be like Ric Flair with it.
Yeah,
limousine driving, jet flying, Rolex wearing. Whoa!
They did say that Malcolm X is a saint compared to MLK, and they say the man, he was a Baptist preacher.
Hold it. So I deal with that. I deal with the Islam thing. I put something on your mind right now, right? Remember the hate crime shit. I put something on your mind. Watch this. Hey, what if our brother MLK? What if Malcolm? What if the issue was he was dick watching in the worst way? It's a female that was maybe he was into. You know how young men are. They'll be into a chick as opposed to the chick being into them. Right.
Right.
So now what if he's into a chick and then found out the chick ended up, breeding with the apostle. Right, Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad.
Yeah, well, if we might as well forget Malcolm and let's put him in that situation.
No. It's just to say this. At the end of the day, the thing that drove the wedge between the two good brothers, Mr. Muhammad and Malcolm, is that a woman. It was some pussy. He basically put Elijah the messenger on the front page about him having other women. Remember, that was the big controversy.
Like, getting a bunch of girls pregnant. Yeah, they try not to touch that.
Nobody wants to touch the idea of like an excellent black man breeding. You know what I'm saying? And making more and more and more of excellence. Everybody has an issue with that. Right? I think again, we should give a fuck about this one right here. So the issue is the brother Malcolm, right, is into a female that's of the nation, but the female ends up getting with Elijah, and of course Elijah obviously has the pick of them all, right, being the leader. So he's with the woman. Then of course he you know what I'm saying, he like, how the hell my chick ain't available no more, and she over here with a man that's already married. So that was what blew the lid on the whole situation and made it that easy to expose, because until that, nobody asked no questions. Nobody was really concerned with that. But because, and you got to think about this, why in the hell would Malcolm reveal that? And how the fuck did he even know to go down that rabbit hole? Of all the shit, normally when you accuse somebody of doing dirt, you just follow the money. When niggas are doing crimes, just look for the money. That's where the crime's at. Not in a nigga getting his dick wet.
Get your hand out my pocket. Get your hand out my pocket.
I also think that was a setup, because when you look at it, and they hurried up and then talk about that on Netflix. Yo, man, Elijah Muhammad family, they was grossing $1 million in one fucking week. So they thought Malcolm was the man coming in after that money, since he didn't throw his kids up like that.
I don't believe he was after the money. I don't believe he was after the money, but I'll get you though.
You know.
Hey,
you know what? We ain't gonna tolerate all this blasphemous talk, man.
See, this is what they mean, man. This is what they mean.
Yeah. What the hell wrong with y'all?
Hey, what the hell wrong with y'all? Brothers, keep this chat going. This is a good show. I gotta head out because my battery's about to die and my stomach is about to follow. So y'all be safe. Don't be Obama Black, and long live the habitual line steppers.
Yeah,
I'm bouncing out too, man. All right, peace, brothers. Peace, brothers.
Yeah, y'all be good.
Peace, man. Peace. So who we got left? Me and you, Kev. Me and you.
Yeah, just me and you, brother.
So okay, that's cool. Then we can do what we got to do. But yeah, man, seems like Kev, you're gonna have to do what you have to do for your daughter. The most important thing about that is that she has a father, and I still have to say I have to respect your wife for like just like allowing it to happen.
For putting up with me, huh?
yeah, because this is the way it's supposed to be. I always wanted the best for even my own daughter, but now that she's grown and she want to act like that, there's nothing I can do about that. You understand? So, you know, the situation you in, got the best show, got a daughter that's probably going to inherit this show, just like Tommy's daughter is going to inherit the show.
Whatever comes of this show or this venture in social media, if it does produce something tangible for my daughter, then hey, it would have done all it needed to do, man. But I just want to, deliver a perspective that I feel like is very needed out here. Seriously.
Oh man, it is. Just think, man, if social media wasn't here, then Cool Brothers wouldn't be able to talk. And I think that's a problem that social media don't like, because they want to control the content. This is why, if you say something positive, they gonna get on you about that. This is why a lot of people are now going to Patreon, because of what what is going on. I guess, to sit back and realize who controls the media. I always sit back and say, well, hell, who controls BET? Because we don't have our own shit. We don't have our own shit. It would be nice to have our own shit, but our
Well,
shit is
let me
controlled
put it
by
like
Time
this.
Warner.
Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. Okay, we are allowed to have platforms on YouTube, despite the fact that Kevin Esther does not own the platform of YouTube, and pretty much they can snipe this channel, they can cut this channel, whatever they want to. I still own my thoughts.
Yes.
Period. It's like
Yes.
that is the one thing that they cannot control. So I'm good with that. And as long as I'm be able to deliver the thoughts that I can control on this platform, then
Right.
it'll always be mine. So is that I'm not worried about whether, I'm more content with being myself. Put it like that.
Right.
And I mean, like that right there is invaluable. And to have people that is willing to listen to that, that's extremely invaluable. So
Right.
I look at it as a glass half full. It's like we don't we can control ourselves. Let me put it that way.
Right. Okay.
We
That's true.
and damn, and you know what? We can control what kind of YouTube channels we have too. We can control, but even though it's not ours, we still have a certain amount of control. There are people that come on this platform and they choose to talk another way,
Right.
but that is under their control. Cortez Smith,
Yeah.
shout out, brother. Glad you
What
can
up,
join us.
Cortez?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember him from the last show, but yeah, you're right. And that's the one thing that the media wants to do is control your thoughts. Again, I would never think that it would come to a time that you would have an individual who will write a song called WAP and it'll actually be like a hit. A hit. And just to let you know how much of a hit this is, do you know in Africa right now, Kev, that these women are using chicken stock to fatten up their behinds?
Well,
Yeah, bro.
are they
Yeah,
are they injecting chicken stock into their asses? That's what you're saying?
yeah, bro. Yeah, I know. So it's
I
like
mean, it's better. I mean, you would tell people that. You tell women it'd probably be better and a much healthier route if you just go to the gym and do the necessary exercises, squats and lunges.
that's too much.
Do exercise and more focus on your bottom half. Like, make sure you pay make sure you pay special attention in leg day, and to those focus areas. Just core work. I mean, that's basically the safest way to do it is to work out and to make your diet a certain way. But people want to take shortcuts. People want to have the
It's too
surgery.
too much like right though. It's too much like right. I mean, as one friend, it's somebody said the Kim Kardashians or the whatever it is. I think it's still sick behavior because now it's made it over in Africa, and this is what the young girls are doing. And it's like, wow, they have really
I mean,
played a
it's just like when Black China took that skin lightening cream over there, and it was a hit.
She sure did. And I
Yeah.
think in Jamaica they blackballed it. And I'm not sure, but get that ouch dog, get that shit out of here. So it's like, wow, man, they really pumping that shit.
I
To,
do really admire countries that know how to stand on their own too and say we're not going to put up with this shit. I do admire countries like that. I mean, like not countries that take away people's freedom of choice, of course, but
right.
I mean, like the try to get everybody to step outside. To step outside what's normal and try to accept what's taboo and try to throw away your actual beliefs that keep you solid and keep you strong, then I do admire that, as long as it's not like this total dictator rulership that oppresses the people. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I mean, stick to your values. Don't let anybody else tell your values, because that's why we're so screwed up over here. I'm not saying that all black people are screwed up. I think that more and more black people every day we're beginning to find our way, and we need to, we need to be kept on task. And if people really saw the manosphere for what it really was, it's a collection of brothers trying to keep everything on task. For
Yeah,
the hopefuls.
agree. In other words, if we didn't love if we didn't love people, period, we wouldn't be out here really trying to push just to tell you to look in the right direction. Just look at it. Don't even walk that way. Just look at it. See if it's logical. Does it maintain common sense? And you good. But that's not working with us in our ouch dog. In our lifetime, a person like Megan Thee Stallion can actually be a person that speaks well and is a leader, and that's not the way it is. That's
Well,
just
you got the Democratic Party talking to Cardi B though. I mean, seem like they're going out their way to show everybody that, oh, we're hip, we're with it, and they grab Cardi B instead of grabbing Ice Cube and say, hey, you know what, you have a plan for tangibles for your people. Like, well, here's like I said, you side with Trump on politics. Here's what I'll tell you about politics. I do not like the fact that the plight of black people is being used for the political gain of someone else. It's just like when Black Lives Matter used the death of black men to further their political agendas. All the money that Black Lives Matter get, they donated to Democratic causes like Joe Biden. Like the top two actually are Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. It's not black communities. It's not for. They're not like, what I don't understand is, why don't they take this money that's being donated to them and try to start some enrichment programs for the use of all of our communities? Open up some coding classes. So kids can learn computers. Donate to the sports programs, like not just the sports programs, like the various cheerleading programs. Instead of these kids being out in the street having to beg people to wash their cars so they can raise money for band uniforms. That would actually make Black Lives Matter. No,
wait, do they still do that, Kev? Do they still do that though? I hadn't seen that done in a long time, man.
What are you talking about? What are you talking?
The car wash on young adults making money.
Yeah, the kid, there's so much lack of funding in schools that kids, like various kids from local schools, like at least when I drive around, and this is in the South, of course. Like they have kids doing car washes, fundraisers, just to raise money, so they'll have money for equipment and supplies.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty sad. Like, you have these politicians that cut all these funding to these cut all this funding for education, and then you got organizations like Black Lives Matter that raise all this damn money, and then instead of going to these school systems and putting money where they see these kids struggling, they give it to two old white men, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Now, I was a big Bernie Sanders guy, but I question any man that calls himself a feminist.
Bro. Yeah, that what again, let's check his bank account, because I guarantee you he got paid big time. But they paid him for that. He got paid for that, and I'm still trying to understand that how, with the information out there, that the people can't see where this feminine movement comes from under the propaganda bullshit. And you telling me we can't figure this out yet? It's to me, it's already too late. That's why I say I admire the young adults who are going to listen to people like you. Because mind you, when your daughter gets older, she's going to meet somebody. Somebody is going to be one of her good friends. She's just going to come by just to be around her, just to be around you, to get the information. I had to understand that when I lived in Atlanta, when my friend had to tell me, he said it, these young boys are not hanging around DeAndre just to hang around DeAndre. They're hanging around DeAndre just to be around you, because you're always talking positive, and they need that because they're not getting it at the house. And it didn't dawn on me till after the guy told me, and then I was able to recognize it. Because again, I'm always trying to influence the young adults, like your child. She, even though she's not an adult yet, she's still young. You know, just
Well,
drop some hints on.
I'm the first. I feel like I'm the first and last line of defense. Period.
Got
It,
you. Got
it's like that's my responsibility right there. So, and I do get the whole, is like if we did have the village mentality, you will have younger adults looking at older adults like that. But what you hear in these spaces and what you hear from young people quite often is the opposite. They'll call a lot of us, that's 40 and above old niggas. Yeah,
you.
y'all old niggas. I don't need old niggas. Old nigga this, old nigga that. Yeah, I know. You're above 40. I'm not on a cane. I'm still physically inept. Not
Yeah.
inept. Sorry. Adept, not inept. Inept
Yeah.
means like
Adept that you can move. You can still move. Yeah.
Inept mean I can't do shit. So that was a
Right.
mistake. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
So, I'm still physically adept. It's nothing that I have to prove to anyone. Yeah, I got gray in my beard now. I don't give a shit. It's just the natural order of things. One day it's going to happen to me even worse, and one day it's going to happen to every young person that sits up there and talk about old niggas. It's like reality is going to creep in like a motherfucker. I hope you have a fulfilled life by the time it happens. Because that was because it's like one thing I want to do. If I go out and get hit by a bus tomorrow, I want to know. I want to at least know that I had a fulfilled life.
Right.
at least that I had some kind of purpose. Like not that like if I help just like one person.
Right.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense, and that's just what it is.
Hold on.
But it's like this. That's to every young person that'll call me something like an old nigga. I'm not offended because I know that everybody got to cross that. Everybody got to make that trip, no matter what. There's nothing you can't run backwards in time. You can't be 32 in 2020 and then 31 in 2021. It's not going to happen. You are coming this way, whether you like it or not. So enjoy it while you still can, because it's going to be here sooner than you think. And then, you're going, and then the older you get, you're going to be cherishing every day. It's like, okay, it's going to be in the back of your mind, because I'm 44 right now.
Right.
And, it's in the back of my mind. The end is coming. The end, what will I do until that time? I don't want to spend it not giving a fuck. I don't. And I don't want, like, at the end of my life, I don't want it to be like I live like I didn't give a fuck. Like, I mean, as far as what other people think, other people think, if they want to be negative, if they want to think that all I'm doing, I'm just this miserable ass person, and and the only reason why I'm telling everybody the truth because I want to make people sick, or I'm just trying to antagonize people, or I'm just hurt or bitter. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what they think, they can take and stick it up their ass, but they do have a right to that opinion.
Yep,
they do.
They do.
They do have a right to that opinion, but like I said, when you come to the end of your road. When you and that's for everyone listening out there. When you come to the end of your road, how are you going to feel? How are you going to feel? Are you going to feel like you've done enough, or are you going to look back like it's a bunch of regrets? Oh, I should have did this. I should have did that. Oh my God. I thought about giving up YouTube in the beginning. I thought about giving it up time and time again. Cause it wasn't because views subs, whatever. Views are going to be great one time. Views are going to be low the next time. Oh, subs, everybody's not going to like me. But here's go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, I was going to say, who cares if they like you or not? You know what I'm saying? Your like you said, your opinions are your opinions.
Yeah. And I got this though. But at the same time, you do want to get popular in a place like YouTube if you want to ever do anything with it. People who are on YouTube and say that I don't care if I'm popular or not, please stop it. But here's what I'm. It's like, and like I say, everybody's not going to like you.
Right.
Everybody is not going to like you.
Okay.
And I said that I thought about giving up several times, but guess what keeps me in it more than
What?
anything? I mean,
What?
I keep me in it more than anything. The habitual
Right.
lie steppers keep me in it. But you know what? Every time somebody says, hey, somebody says something like, oh, he just doing a YouTube channel. It's fuck that YouTube. Like why he can't do it? Fuck, like he can't possibly do something like that. Fuck him. His shit whack. He sucks. Like every time somebody says something like that, it keeps me in it. You know why?
Right. Why?
You know why? Because I know they're wrong. It's like if you're going out your way to tell me I'm nothing, I'm something. I mean, you're pretty much a jackass. Go ahead.
Do people really come at you like that though?
I mean, in the beginning, a little bit, but but you'll always have somebody like that. You no matter.
Right.
Mike Easy, shout out to Mike Easy.
What up, Mike?
You will all as long as you are doing even a little bit, you are always gonna have somebody that's gonna hate that shit. No matter what.
That's true. We got the hating society. That's true. We got the hating society. That's back to that Richard Pryor thing about you're supposed to be glad of anybody doing something positive. Once I heard Richard Pryor say that, I adopted that because what you're talking about, I've seen so much hate. Again, if somebody has dreams and aspirations, I don't see why people will hate, but I kind of get it. And I've seen it like, oh, you ain't going to do shit. And I whisper in his ear, do you. If that's what the fuck you want to do it. And don't let nobody stop you from doing what you want to do.
I mean, but it's like this. Difference between me and a lot of people is I open the floor for people to go ahead and say what they got to say.
Right.
But it's like, even with the knowledge that they would not do the same for me. Yeah, I know a person be low down to me in a second. So that's why I have no problem with saying some of the things that I say. Not to antagonize, but a lot of people don't say a lot of things because that's what they're comfortable. They feel like it's making other people comfortable. Hey, I'll just leave it alone. I don't want to deal with it, blah, blah, blah. You can either leave it alone 100 times or you can deal with it once or twice.
Right. Go, dog. I got a dog and a cat fight. Get out of here, man. I'm scared the dog and the cat starting to fight. Shit is a trip, man. How the cat be like, yeah, I'm here, bitch. You ain't gonna do nothing. It's like it's a trip. This animal kingdom shit going on in front of me.
Yeah,
I ain't lying.
Is the Great White North, sir.
Yeah,
that's what they call it, the Great White North.
Man, that's what they call it. But you know what? Back to what you're saying, man, speak your mind. I've always thought about getting a YouTube channel, always. But I said I kind of like rolling with you guys, and I don't know if I would even have the energy because I'm at the point of sometimes I can speak and then sometimes I can't speak because I wake up every day and all I got to do is go to social media and read comments, and I can literally see how ignorant some people are because this sting operation has bought out the worst and the best. So America was already divided, but they're even divided even more when you see as one of my friends up here and say people really don't want to vote for Biden, but just the fact that they can't stand Donald Trump. And the fact is, where did this shit, the hatred comes from him? And then you begin to look at television, the same television that said, and I stick to it all the time, there's just no way you could tell me a man in the cave bombed the fucking World Trade Center. It's like, that's got to be the most obstinate thing I have ever heard in my life. Like, wait, a man in the cave orchestrated. A man that was on the payroll of the United States of America orchestrated that. Soon as Barry got in office, he closed the case, never to open it again. And then this motherfucker comes out of the woodwork and points fingers at black men. Like, whoa, dude, you really need to fucking slow down your shit. Like, really? You gonna come at us like that? But better yet, you aided you aided men going into a girl's bathroom, okay? That's not good. Give the men who want to dress up like women their own personal bathrooms, but there's no way that grown men should be in the bathroom with teenage girls trying to say I'm a woman, I'm a unicorn. I don't give a shit what y'all do. That is your business. But to protect, and I say this, Kev, to protect children is a job. Since y'all want to make it a job to kidnap them. So right now, it's like, men, we have to do this as men. And I hate to say it, the women are the ones who maybe support this shit. Now, I know you're going to get a lot of flack on that one because I said that. But again, I'm living in a day and time where women are actually sleeping with high school children. And it's like they only getting probation. A young lady can lie on a male teacher, and he's getting jail time. And I did say lie because I've heard the stories. Where women have done this.
Well. We do have that believe all women kind of thing going on in Western culture, and it is because it is because that you've had people that actually fought to have that shit done. Now, if black people gave more of a fuck for our causes as a collective, do you think we can get shit done like we say we got done getting quote unquote Trump out the White House and getting Biden in there? You know, I mean, we want to make sure our vote counts for something. It's okay. Well, you got out racist A, which is the media's racist versus the real racist.
Yeah. And you just put them on. That don't make sense too, because you hate this guy so much that you put a guy in who aided, and he did write the 1984 crime bill.
Yeah, I told an older relative, I was like, I think that it's really lazy to, I mean, y'all say y'all were scared of what was happening in your neighborhoods, instead of being a cooperative or an organization of elders that want that are trying to guide the youngsters into making wiser choices instead of choices like that. You want to leave it in the hands of and I'll say this very loosely, systemic racism.
Right.
People who have always historically fucked us over, and you want to leave the future of our kids in their hands. First of all, their schooling is garbage. The miseducation that our kids have gone through has just been abhorrent.
Yep.
But instead of solving the problem ourselves and saving our children, we endorsed a fucking crime bill and wanted daddy government to do it for us. Instead, so thank you for not giving a fuck.
Yep.
About your own shit, fixing your own shit, and letting somebody who's been historically racist and fuck you over do it for you. And then you vote that bastard into office.
Mm-hmm. But they took it. They didn't vote. They didn't vote.
Kamala wore some Timbs on the outside of a plane. So yeah, let's vote for Uncle Joe.
Wow.
Fuck out of here, y'all. I mean, I felt like everybody just betrayed us when they did that.
It was stolen. They betrayed the man.
I don't know about the narrative that it's really getting hard to prove that they stole. Let me put it like this. Let me stand on this. I don't put it past the Democrats because of what they did in 2016. That their ability to steal anything, and I'm getting out this mindset that the Democrats are the good guys and the Republicans are the bad guys.
It goes back to your homie George Wallace. It goes back to the 60s, how they set this up to switch all those votes from Republican to Democrats, and they did a wonderful job. And you gotta give them a standing applause that they did it. They didn't win the election; they literally took the election. But I still overwhelmed by the hate coming from our own people. Like what the guy said.
Let me just put it like this. Yeah, number one, they pushed that Trump was a racist. Now, as bad as they say Trump was, Trump nearly wasn't as bad as people like George Wallace.
Nope.
He wasn't as bad as people like Bull Connor, the mayor
Nope.
of the Birmingham, Alabama back in the day, who
Nope.
turned water hoses on black children.
Dude, you wasn't even born yet.
I wasn't even born at that time, but I mean, like, that's why I really hate when people, when like a lot of these YouTubers use the civil rights movement to bullshit around and try to shit on black men. Like, I've heard a YouTuber do that. I left them a very nasty comment. They deleted it, of course, because their egos were so far up their asses. But I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Don't sit up there and use the civil rights movement for your own shitty little narrative.
Yeah, man.
Because that's pure, that's straight childishness. A lot of people died. I mean, white and black.
Yep.
But where's the rest of the country? I always ask that question. Where was the rest of the country? Where were the rest of you guys? I mean, I understand. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the people of Katrina looking for that same answer when everybody turned their back on when the country turned their back on New Orleans. Same question. Where was the American people? Where was it? I mean, where were the same people that's giving out food every day? Yeah, dude, there's a lot going on that you're not seeing. Now I'm gonna say something when you said that when you talked about Montgomery, Alabama. Now listen to this. I told you something on your last show when I said to you, Kev. And remember now, when y'all listen to this show, we go from topic to topic to topic. We just spin it. It's like spin the bottle.
My subscribers and my chat already knows that, so there's no need to explain it to them.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this, and I just found this out the other day. So your one of your pages called Black Men Brutally Honest. Listen, y'all. When I was born, it was color. As I grew older, Negro. As I grew older, now listen to these two names, because I just found out this last name. African American came from somebody by the name of Jesse Jackson, who's also a Freemason, and heard that he's a fucking big sellout. Yes, Jesse, I said you're a sellout. I didn't like you back in the Martin Luther King days when you wore that dashiki and the afro. It's just some as me being a little kid, I knew there was something fucking suspect about you. But what gets me is what I've learned this week. Shouts out to Dane Calloway. Do you know that the man who came up with Black Power was not James Brown, but it was fucking Stokely Carmichael? So you telling me, since I've been living, colored, Negro, African American, and black, this is getting to be a hell of a journey, man. This is. Because what the fuck am I? I do know that I have something called a social security number, which is your slave surveillance number. And if you live in America, you got it. Yes, you are a slave. We as people, and I say this as people, if you're born in America, you're beyond the fucking crayon color. Do you understand me? You can't keep getting played with this crayon game. I don't give a shit who's listening. Now, I know them some dangerous words, but I'm not a fucking crayon. We gotta come out of this and get to our solvent rights. This is what this is all about. And for Biden to come in and say he's going to everybody's house and taking their weapons, like, yo, I respect cops, but I'm saying that even officers, like, is that something you really want to do?
Biden said that? Does he even know he said that? Does it that dude look like a mummy? That dude look like a mummy every time he look like he's getting older every time I see him talk. Like his eyes are glazed over. It's almost scary. Like the lights are on, but somebody else is present.
Yeah. Only thing I can say is that, as a people, man, we really got to respect each other. We really need to, again, not just protect the children, but protect ourselves and protect each other. This, I think other countries are sitting back with popcorn laughing at us, and we're supposed to be the greatest country on the planet. Well, goddamn, that
was a narrative that was pushed inside of America.
Yep.
That we're the greatest country ever, and there's so much evidence to the contrary. I mean,
Yes, true.
and do the people besides the, I mean, do I feel like America is the greatest country in the world? Would I rather live anywhere else? I would say that I haven't lived anywhere else, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But for the state of America, as far as it is, if I were just to look at it as it being for black men, I would say that we have a lot of hurdles to jump before that America could actually be for a black man.
Well,
I'm allowed to live here. I'm allowed to be here. I would say that much. So, I have to make the most of it. But, I can't tell you if I would rather live anywhere else or not. Are there better places in the world for a black man than America? I'm quite sure there are.
hey, America's a fantastic place. It's just that it's rotten. It's rottening from within. And there was something that was on Facebook: the 20 worst, I would say, black communities. And I have to say this: one of those cities were where you at right now, Montgomery. Montgomery, Alabama. But I will say this, Kev: Washington D.C., Chicago, and California wasn't even in the top 20. All top 20 was in the South, coming from Houston, swinging all the way through Florida, swinging all the way up to Virginia. I was stunned. Baton Rouge was on there, Houston was on there, Atlanta, Montgomery, Jacksonville, Florida, the Carolinas.
These are the worst places for black America.
Yep. Yep. And guess what the number one? Guess what the number one city was?
What's
New
number one
Orleans.
city?
It was New Orleans.
So what did they base this on? Crime rate, death, employment opportunities.
All the above, Kev. Everything you just stated. All the above. Poverty, education, just the ratchetness. It's like, and I was stunned, man. I was stunned.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not somebody that really tries to put his best emotional foot forward when someone says something about my own city. I'm not gonna go on man, fuck you, man. Montgomery. No, that city is suffering. My home city is suffering right now because I did make a comment last week about how when we have great minds and productive minds, that we don't keep them here. We don't, we spend our entire lives shunning these people for their intelligence. We make fun of them for their intelligence, and when they get somewhere in life, they take their talents elsewhere. Montgomery, Alabama was known as one of those small cities where you don't a lot of the productive people didn't stay and root their lives in.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the kids, what we saw on TV was a much bigger world. And I can't blame a lot of us for wanting to go see the world and everything. But a lot of the kids, they didn't cement a legacy. It's not like how some people just stay and then they have families and they raise their family and family after family after family stay there. There's none of that in Montgomery. There's none of that in Montgomery. What happened in Montgomery was there's a lot of old money still there, a lot of old racist money. And,
plantation money. We call it plantation money.
Yeah, and the opportunity, since Montgomery was a small city, wasn't really there. So even if the most intelligent of us didn't stay, if they did stay, could they have used their brilliance?
Right.
Anyway, because of the limited opportunity that was there. It was like people just, we got too many families in there trying to keep it in the family. And even when there's a prosperous black family, it's like they just, and you can barely blame them, because guess what? We got a bunch of ghetto ass people down there that discourage any kind of intelligence or the furthering of ourselves.
See,
and what happened was, when all of the smarter people began to leave, the dumber and the more aggressive, violent people stayed. We got a murder rate down there, like a sick ass murder rate down there right now.
Wow.
One rapper that we had that could have went mainstream was killed at a local nightclub down there. I mean, I'm saying down there because I don't live in the city anymore, but my family still pretty much lives down there. So it's like we had a rapper, Doe B. I don't know if anybody remembers him or not. He started to go mainstream. Like he got up with T.I.'s camp. He did some work with Cash Money. I mean, his star was about to take off. He went to a club, flossing and everything, and it's just that we'll do each other in faster than a lot of these racist groups will.
Yes.
Like some dude he had beef with in the neighborhood, and sometimes these little beefs ain't even that important. The beef could be over, hey man, that man fucked my girl. I got to get my respect. You know, I don't know what this particular beef was over, but he shot and killed the man. He shot and killed him, and then he shot and killed two other people. One of them was a girl who was celebrating her birthday.
See what I'm saying?
At the club, and like that club, as many violent acts that happened in that club. I kept wondering why they kept reopening it. Every time they closed it, I was like, wow, they'll close it and then they'll repackage it and then open it up in the same spot. It was by a project. So cars were getting broken into, people were getting shot at. See, I ain't give a fuck a lot of those times I went in that club. I guess I was just lucky. But I seen some crazy shit in that club. But but the club killed the one guy that could have been famous. It's like, we just don't give a shit about each other.
Wow. It's the killer culture, Cat. That was just depressing just to listen to you, because that's one of the stories that didn't hit the major media. Because as you see what rap is doing to the different cultures, but look what trained them: television, MK Ultra, the video games. It's like, man, this shit is crazy when these rappers got these beats. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, all these and it's been a trend of these rappers being getting killed lately.
Yep. I mean, one just happened in Dallas. Then they say that Boosie got shot. I'm like, wait a minute, what is with this culture of money, guns?
But you know what? No, but it's these guys. Is these guys' backgrounds? Is these guys' background, and then they have that "I don't want to leave the hood" mentality, and then they come back, and these dudes they jealous and they hating. It's like, why don't you do what this man doing something productive? He's doing something with himself. Now this is who I'm talking about right here, Doe B. I don't know I hate these fucking ads, but it's like, but yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know if anybody in the chat would know him, but his star just started to take off.
Wow.
Rapper Doe B shot and killed in Alabama. Yeah. And I'm not, and little did we know that this would be the start of many rappers that would get shot and killed. How many got shot and killed this year? Last year. The year before.
Numerous, man.
Almost the television show Atlanta. The one of the main characters, Paperboy. Excuse me.
Really?
No. No. Nothing's happened to him.
Okay, but that was what they were
illustrating. He involved in some funny stuff with Marvel, but I'll explain that later.
Right.
No, but he's an up and coming rapper named Paperboy in that show.
Right.
One of his main issues is that whenever he goes back to the hood, something negative happens. It's like he can't go around the people he used to go around. Like, dudes always trying to rob him because they think he got all this money, all this cash. Like, I think there was one episode where he took an Uber or something, and then the dude recognized him and stuck him up. He said, "Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm struggling. You got to realize this is an opportunity. Like, rob the dude. Like these rappers, like they have all this talent, but they're so hood based and their lives were toxic, that they can't leave that shit. But they homie that they roll with, they upset because this dude, he getting up, because he thinking that this dude ain't actually got to get up early in the morning and go to sleep late as fuck at night just to get a track right. He thinking this guy is, oh man, he about to be in the mansion. He about to have all the hoes that I be watching in these pornos, man, and on these music videos. You know, man, he about to have all this stuff, man. I can't get it, man. I can't get it. I mean, maybe I could if I tried to stop being such a loser, but I can't get none of that stuff, man. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga. Dude be rolling like Doe B was the kind of homie that probably was like, oh man, when I make it, man, I'm gonna come back to the hood and man, I'm gonna do all this stuff, man. We gonna be balling and everything.
Wow.
Niggas, man.
You made me think, and hey, I got to probably get ready because I got to prepare myself for tomorrow. But check this out. You just made me think when you said something about, you got all this money. Now this is not going to be funny, but apparently the first rapper I got to think about was JFK, and the reason why I used John F. Kennedy because he even got
president.
No, the president. He got snuffed up because of that what? Money. Because he said we didn't want the Federal Reserve note. We want to print our own money. And see, America been bankrupt since 1933. So a lot of men, a lot of people in general have died behind that shit called a Federal Reserve note. Just analogy. When you said that, my mind just went there. And I'm like, wow, a lot of people have died for that mean, lean, green that has no value, that's not backed by gold, that's backed by a fucking promise. Damn, Kev. Damn, you messed me up, bro. You messed me up. I just thought about that,
Mm-hmm.
So that just my mind just went there. Like, wow, man. And they'll put you in jail for child support if you don't have that worthless money, which you got to go to them to get the job. Then they take the taxes out, then they hustle you, then they take the child support out, and you supposed to have love in this for a woman and a child. Maybe Tommy was right when he said, you know what? And Holcomb said it too. Much as I had to say it, you have to say fuck that woman and fuck that child. You have to fight for your insanity so you won't even snuff her out. And a lot of women.
You know what? If it's my child, I can't say fuck that child. I can't say it.
I know. Well,
if so something happened between me and my wife, man, I'll never blame the child ever. I just want to put that out there.
I don't think your wife would do it because you got your own show and she say, you know what? I'm gonna have to break this cycle. Your wife would say, I'm gonna break this cycle because one thing that a child needs balance. Need mother and father is 50-50.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Whether the child is a boy or a child is a girl, the child needs both parents, and it's been proven time and time again that it works. You do have the special cases, you do have the exceptions, but the data will show that when the child has a father and a mother, the child does better. It's just end of discussion.
Yep.
You can't be a single parent and complain about, oh, well, sometimes two parents they fail too, and then your child failing.
Yeah.
It's
true, man. It's true.
It's like people choose being a dumbass over being just saying, hey, you know what? I'm wrong about this.
Accountability and admitting that they're wrong. So you're right. So look, let me get out of here, man. Let me get ready to prep myself for tomorrow. You gonna have a show tomorrow, brother, or what?
Unless an act of God or something beyond my control, I'm on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Period.
All right.
It's going to happen.
Okay, cool. When I get back in, man, from having that vacation tomorrow, I definitely be looking you up, brother. Okay, man.
What, you have a 1-day vacation? What you say?
1 day, yeah. I'm just getting out in the country, man.
Sometimes we can do that.
Yeah, as my girls say, that fresh air. It's something about getting out the city and getting to the country and breathing that fresh air. When you come back, it's like fighting a 12-round bout. You're gonna fall asleep because your lungs haven't take that realness of that fresh air. And like I say, ain't nothing like getting out the city, man. Ain't nothing like getting out the city, brother.
Oh yeah. Well, all right, man. We'll be safe though. Oh,
All right, brother. Yeah, I know. Don't curse
no.
me.
That's general speak, man. That's general speak. You know that, bro. That's
I got you, brother. I got you, man. I got you. I'll talk to you tomorrow, brother.
Hey, Gerald.
All right, peace.
Peace. All right, that was Gerald, and thank you for everyone that came by. I'm gonna continue this for as long as I possibly can. Let me respond to some of these comments. Cortez Smith, Kev, there's a new Alabama rapper from my neighborhood. He got shot too, but lived. Can't go back to your old neighborhood, man. You can't. The bullshit does not make any sense, and it's and I can almost understand where those rappers are coming from. But saying that, hey, you know what? I don't want the hood to think I sold out. But fuck all that shit, man. If they can't advance with you, then fuck them. You can always tell a nigga. It's always a sign. It's always a sign. So let me respond to Apple Mac 5. Isn't he going to be a gay superhero in a Marvel movie? Yeah. That movie, The Eternals. I mean, like, I feel like this, and I even feel like this about gender swapping and race swapping superheroes. Make your own damn stories. It's like, I don't need a black Captain America. I just need a cool enough story about a black superhero. Like, it's like, stop trying to appropriate things because a crowd that isn't going to come see that goddamn film anyway. You feel like you're approving, like you're pacifying their feelings. This inclusion narrative. It's like you took a guy who played, I guess it's true what they say. In order to prove that you're a diverse actor, if you're a hetero black man, if you play a gay black man, because Will Smith did it, Dave Chappelle didn't do it, Eddie Griffin didn't do it. Let's see, who or you gotta be gay, you gotta wear a dress like Martin Lawrence. He did Big Mama. It's ridiculous, but I guess he trying to get his out the way. But but from what I hear about that role, he went the extra mile with that shit, and it's like, ugh. If it's not in the original story, just leave it the fuck alone. I don't need it. Did he also wear the dress at an award show too? Okay, it's like Apple Mac. True. You got to stay out the hood once you make it for many reasons. Ice Cube tried, and they robbed his house back in the day, so he left. Yeah, and then Ice Cube, even though they did that to him, tried to come back with a contract with Black America to outline some things specifically for Black people. They still turned on them. We just turn on each other no matter what. And that's some BS. That is some straight BS, and and I'm still seeing stuff about Ice Cube. Like it's almost as if in order for me to stop being half as pissed off as I am, I got to stop looking at Facebook. It's just wow. It's just like they stay on it. They stay on Cube case. It's like, why are you on Cube case? This is the guy that wrote "Fuck the Police." You remember that police brutality? But anyway, guys, listen up. Here, tomorrow night's show is going to be a part 3, and I did a part 1 and a part 2 back in my earlier days on this channel. So if you are a subscriber to this channel, you can go and look at all my videos, and you can look for "Don't Let These Women Fool You. They Will Fuck with a Broke Dude" part 1, and "Don't Let These Women Fool You. They Will Fuck with a Broke Dude" part 2. And tomorrow night, which is Saturday night, at some point, because I still haven't determined whether I'm going to go see the Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight. Here's an exhibition, and they're going to. They said there's no knockout. There's a no knockout rule, and if one of them cut the other, the fight's over. It's like they punch real soft. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, because Mike Tyson sitting up here acting like. I mean, first of all, Mike Tyson does an interview where he's crying about, I gotta die a warrior, and I just gotta die fighting and everything, down that hill, and Then he basically scares the fuck out of Joe Budden. I think Joe Budden pooped himself to Mike Tyson sitting up here talking about he got to kill everything in sight. But I don't know. He might have been just joking because of the reputation of him being Mike Tyson. But can either one of those guys really hold it together tomorrow night to get through that fight and follow all those rules? Because there's quite a few of them. So I'm trying to determine whether I actually want to go see this fight or just go on earlier like I usually do, like around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and just have the show from there. Southeast Dust. They should just put them in head, get like the Olympics. Yeah, they should do something. I mean, damn. But anyway, part 3 of don't let these women fool you. They will fuck with a broke dude is tomorrow night. Part 3. The Kevin Hart thumbnail that I use. I mean, I should not have really, after watching that Zero Fucks Given on Netflix, after watching that, I shouldn't even use Kevin Hart for any fucking thing on this channel anymore. Honestly. It's like, I understand comedians have to go around the country to smaller venues and certain venues and test out jokes, right? They got to test out jokes. They got to see what's funny. And then they bring it to the national stage or whenever it's televised or released in a film or something. They bring the best jokes there. Just like D.L. Hughley did on every one of his last 5 or 6 comedy specials. Same fucking jokes. But, Kevin Hart has a comedy stage at his house. Real nice setup and everything. Real nice setup. I guess that's people with money. They're able to do nice things with their shit. But I know what a comedy stage looks like because I've seen a couple videos where my friend Jose, who I've talked about, the one that passed away last year, he was also an aspiring comedian and he used to perform on comedy stages like that. So Kevin Hart, and with the audience in his house, they weren't even really feeling him like that. They were just kind of laughing. They were doing obligatory laughing, ah. And it's it was more like Kevin Hart was talking to them. It wasn't like he was trying to do a comedy show because he tried to coin COVID-19 as the vid. It's I had the vid. And, he kept trying. It's like he was trying to encourage people to laugh at his stuff. But, currently he's indirectly throwing a fit because Tariq Nasheed said something about he's not being able to get through get through 10 minutes of it without cutting it off. And honestly, Tariq Nasheed was right about that shit. That shit is horrible to watch. It was hard to watch. I started doing other stuff. I was kind of listening and I was like, but Kevin Hart, Zero Fucks Given, he gave 0 fucks about being funny. It was seriously unfunny. If I just did a short 1 minute or 2 minute review on that, I just did it. Do not waste your time. If you want to watch it just to see how garbage it is, you can watch it just to see how garbage it is. But really, honestly, Kevin Hart is somebody whose time is coming on. It's like if you hear somebody say Cat Williams is Kevin Hart is nowhere near as funny as Cat Williams, they are telling the fucking truth. You can look at it as, he didn't have time to test the jokes, but you're putting it on Netflix. You thought it was funny enough to be on Netflix. So, oh yeah, and speaking of Netflix, I'm going to talk about Dave Chappelle for a second. Yeah, it's not exact. I'm probably going to do a separate review on this anyway, but since I'm on the air, I'll go ahead and then just talk about this for a second. You're going to talk about 0 fucks. That is nothing to talk about. Kevin Hart, that man is... Kevin Hart was never... Double C. Kevin Hart was never funny. His biggest joke is that he's short. Seriously funny. Had a couple of moments. Seriously funny did have a couple of moments. Especially the part where he was talking about, the guy in prison talking about, better go night night nigga. And then when he was joking on Shaq, I felt like those are some funny moments and seriously funny. But 0 fucks given, no. 0 fucks given, no. I'm not saying that just because Tariq Nasheed said it wasn't funny, and I was looking for it to not be funny. That shit was garbage. And just like I said, like with D.L. Hughley, I've thrown D.L. Hughley under the bus before, not just because of his recent political views and basically being the Democrats' biatch. As I say, I mean his Facebook pages is like, ugh. It's like, DL, are you saying all that bullshit yourself, or is it some ad man? But Chaos Reign, what's going on? Kevin was funny. He's just Will Smith now. Well, he's not aging like Will Smith. I mean, give him a movie trilogy as him as a cop. Let me share the screen. Talk about zero fucks given for a second. All right, cool. Talk about Dave Chappelle zero fucks given for a second. Dave Chappelle basically, was telling the story of, things that had happened in his career, and how some of those times he was intimidated into doing things like giving up jokes. Like, said he had this one joke, and his comedian just took a joke from him. He was a young skinny kid, and but long story short, he's basically saying that he's not being paid for the Chappelle Show, for the streaming of Chappelle Show. And the one that really got to me was when he was talking about HBO and how he pitched the show to HBO, and HBO said, literally, he said, HBO literally said, well, what do we need you for? And kicked them out of their office. And now HBO Max is streaming Chappelle Show. Also, he said he would like to do more Chappelle Show, but he doesn't own the name of the likeness. Now, even though that he signed a contract, and really he explains it like he really didn't know what he was signing for real. He was a young guy who had a child on the way. He was broke, so he had to do something, which, now, if we were going, and I put it like this, if we were going to sympathize with Megan Thee Stallion for the same thing, her getting fucked over in her contract, we should very well sympathize with Dave Chappelle. So, but for a network that kicked him out of their office saying that, hey, what do we need you for, huh? They're streaming his shit. That's him. That's his work. That's Dave Chappelle. They almost tried to pass it off like that dude Neil wrote all the skits, but it was Dave and Neil. So I can do without here's what he's asking before I say that. He's asking that no one watches Chappelle Show. Boycott him, basically. Don't watch the show. Don't watch it on HBO Max and Netflix. He said that he rocks with Netflix because Netflix feels the same way he does. They pulled the show from their streaming service because that shit ain't right. So he's like, I mean, I could do without watching Tyrone Biggums or the Player Haters Club, or use anything that was like even like one of my favorite characters, Leonard Washington. I use that as an avatar on this as an avatar on StreamYard sometime. I could do without all of that because that isn't right. Even though he is the victim of not knowing what the fuck he signed, just like Megan Thee Stallion was. That shit ain't right. How would you like it if somebody did you like that? You would feel in your heart all the way that, that shit wasn't right and something should be done about it. So, hey, you know what? Let's do a power to the people thing. I'm with Dave. You can do whatever you want to. If you feel like you can watch watch the World Series of Dice, for the 100th time, I mean, go right ahead. Ashy Larry jokes, I'm rich, bitch, all that stuff. I mean, but think about that. All of that came from his mind. It's right to pay him for it. And plus, you got to think about it. Netflix did pay him $60 million compared to what Comedy Central should have paid him. And he said the one thing you should do is if he told the shareholders and the exec and the people who currently work at Comedy Central right now, he said, look at two numbers. how much profit they generated and how much they from the Aaron Chappelle show, Comedy Central, and how much money he actually made from the show. You look at those two things, you'll see the disparity. And then you say if it's right or not. And it's not. I mean, sucks. We're in America where, you know, if you don't know what you're signing. But seriously, though, Dave Chappelle said if you ever liked him a little bit, and this is what he's asking, if you ever liked him a little bit, then you won't watch that show. I mean, like I said, I can do without it. Can you? Can you do what's right for a black man? So, I mean, since I got to put it that way, can you? Can you do without watching a Chappelle show? Can you do without saying I'm rich, bitch? You know, all the other stuff. It isn't right, man. It's not right for them to take. I mean, it isn't right, and especially HBO. That's some BS. I mean, that he didn't say boycott HBO. He didn't say that. He didn't say boycott Comedy Central either. You know, he didn't do like Monique. He didn't do like Monique. Oh, just boycott Netflix because they won't pay me for not being that funny. You know, and that all depends on how you feel about Monique. He asking you not to watch him at some of the greatest moments in his career, possibly the greatest moment in his career, Chappelle Show, until they pay him. So do what you want to with that. Do what you want to with that. But hey, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. Nobody beats the late, great Bernie Mac. Yeah, that's yeah. I might do a broadcast talking about you know you know who's arguably the greatest. Yeah, you know, I used to think that honestly, I used to think that it was Robin Harris until I actually went back and watched some Robin Harris. But Robin Harris was a legend that never got any like real chance to you know, he died, so he didn't have a real chance to become one of the greats. But he was hella funny, and he did come up with a joke that you know solidified. So that's one thing you have to do as a comedian. But you know, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy level, nah, yeah. But anyway, here's the deal. I'm gonna get back to you know Apple Mac. The first show skit was the Black White Supremacist on Comedy Central, and when I saw it, I had three thoughts. How the fuck they got that shit on TV? The shit was great, and they're gonna cancel him after this. Yeah. They did work, but really Apple Mac 5, they did worse than cancel him. They didn't pay him for it, and they're using it. When he walked out on them to spite the man. Oh yeah, and then they tried to clone the show a few years later and called it Key and Peele. And I mean, like Key and Peele, they you know Key and Peele, they're cool guys. You know, I mean, I thought some of their stuff. I thought the funniest thing that Key and Peele did was that Family Matters skit. When they had Peele playing Reginald Vale Johnson, and then they had Tyler James, like Everybody Hates Chris actor. They had him play Steve Urkel. Like he, it's like they had him playing Carl, like they had him Reginald Vale Johnson. It was like Jaleel, and then like your boy was like it was Steve. It was always Steve, and he had like some old psychokinetic powers. Like I was saying, they was talking about being a god earlier, and I was saying like I didn't consider myself a god because it was like super, because I felt like that it was such a grandiose thing that there might be superpowers involved. This particular Steve Urkel had superpowers, but I mean, go check it out for yourself. I mean, just say Key and Peele, type in Key and Peele Family Matters. It's like the funniest skit they ever did. It's like the other skits were kind of like, eh. They had a couple of other ones, but Key and Peele, like for real, ain't nobody talking about Key and Peele like they talked about Chappelle's show. Key and Peele, the Obama translator, yeah, that's pretty funny too. They tried Mind of Mencia, the Hispanic version of it. Oh yeah, with Carlos Mencia, I remember that, but I never watched Mind of Mencia. I mean, shoot, I should do a broadcast on the funniest sketch comedy shows. I mean, you got Saturday Night Live, you got In Living Color, you got Chappelle Show. I mean, I would really put In Living Color Chappelle Show at the top. You know, not just because they were run by black, well, you know, starring blacks, and you know, it was just, you know, mostly ethnic centered, because you know Saturday Night Live had a couple things like that too, like Eddie Murphy when he was on Saturday Night Live. He had a couple of ethnic characters, like he had the poet talking about "kill my landlord" and had him sing that song "Kill the White People." And you had Chris Rock playing this super militant guy named Nat X. Um, yeah. Let me see. Like Eddie Murphy played quite a few like black centric militant characters. I mean, but you know, yeah, I remember Chris Rock and that X. Keenan, I don't think he touched militancy too much. Um, Jay Farrow, he's been basically excommunicated from comedy. But yeah, let me see. Remember the old Richard Pryor TV show that lasted like 3 episodes? Yes, I do. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it to a close right now. But I'm just gonna leave you with this final statement. When I made this title, "Thanks for Not Giving a Fuck," I really was not saying, like, I was kind of saying it to black people. Like, first of all, thanks for not giving a fuck, because it gives the manosphere a bunch of problems to solve. You know, where if everything was perfect and everybody had decided that they were going to straighten up, and that everybody was going to have a harmonious community that did right, and it was too much like right. And you know, when you hear the expression "too much like right," imagine people saying that and it was actually true. It's too much like right. Well, it is. So, and that's the way it is. So, but it doesn't seem like it's ever going to be that way, because I guess it's just in our nature to be resistant to, you know, things that are consistently good. I think of the movie The Matrix. It was the second one. It was that old white guy. Well, let me see, the bookkeeper or something, like I don't know, the one that talked to Neo and was speaking all vis-a-vis concordiantly. They was saying like there were three matrices, like three versions of the Matrix. The first Matrix failed because it was a perfect world. If the black community was perfect, or whatever we have over here in black Western culture, if it were perfect, it would probably fail. Do I want everything to be perfect? No, because nothing's perfect. Nobody perfect. Perfect is unrealistic for what we are right now. But because if there were perfect, there would be no balance. Hopefully y'all following me or whatever is. I hope y'all are, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting a little tired. But anyway, thanks for watching tonight. You guys are great. I have the greatest motherfucking chat in the world, and you know, I am the weekend warrior tonight. It was thanks for not giving a fuck, because it's like I'm not talking to you guys because y'all gave a fuck enough to watch. And you know, I do consider you the community of people, and I do consider the Black Manosphere community of people that actually give a fuck. And it was like I think it was Seven Circles and Gold Professor was trying to tell me, when you are a person that stands on something, that yeah, there's a burden that comes with that when you give a fuck. I mean, who said giving a fuck was easy? But there is a reward in that. And maybe, you know, just maybe one day that we will find the reward in whatever that is. So I'm going to end this for now. Hopefully y'all tune in tomorrow night. It'll be early if I decide not to go see this Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight, just to see what's going to happen. I mean, it's just, or if I do decide to go see it, then it'll be later. But y'all will definitely be here at some capacity tomorrow night. So Thank you for watching. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Goodbye.